Okay, perfect. Okay. That's the better one because the one that I have is not totally meant for video, so it could happen after a while that it froze on a person. But that's
Mhm.
awesome. The guy watched it.
Yeah. So,
Off the
yeah, I never watch really. I always would listen in the background while I'm doing something else, you know. Uh, uh, even like that famous one, Critical Role, I just kind of driving and listening. Um, so let's let's go over beliefs, instincts, and traits for the player characters. Starting with Chase, I guess, because
Sure.
Kellen's like you're on the left of my screen. Um, cool. So, in fact, let me just give a for the audience, our audience of like maybe two or three, I don't know. For for the audience, the we are last session there was a successful uh I think it was a riding test or a tracking test or a survival test that Chase had done.
Yeah,
Um,
orienteering.
Orienteering test with tons of forks and help from uh, with help from Stephen with writing and help from Chris with can't remember
orient.
um,
Yeah.
orienteering and survival from Torvig the dwarf, and you guys made the extremely hard. We put it at Ob 6, heroic journey from Hotchalk to Castle Fenvalor in the cold of winter in a dangerous territory, prowling with orcs and whatnot. So um, we'll kind of like walk. We'll describe like where we are at when we get started playing. But I kind of have a cool little scene I want to run for that. Yeah, so go for it, Chase.
Okay, cool. I kind of tweaked them a little bit just to kind of adjust to,
Yeah,
what's happening in the game. But for number one, I put I must search Castle Finvalor for information of my father's last expedition in search of the Long Axe of Lu, and secure the necessary tokens so that Ira can bind my father's ghost successfully.
nice. Listening to Ira and James, wicked. That's beautiful.
Yeah, number two here, I've got my half brother Lucarn and I grew up worlds apart, but now fate has clashed us together. I'll stand up for his honor and work to forge a bond between us. Maybe then he'll see me not as a stranger, but as his brother and comrade.
I love that.
And then number three, I still have the same.
Yeah,
We'll see how I feel about it, but name doesn't make a leader, deeds do. I'll take risks no one else will. Prove I don't need a name.
it's great.
And I've got all the same instincts. Um, Check for an escape route, scout ahead, hide first, think later.
Right. And same traits.
Yeah, all the same
Uh,
traits and such.
l- Loner, paranoid, clannish, lyrical, down to earth, bastard, mark of privilege, and fearless. Cool. Um, Next is James.
Okay. Um, they haven't changed since last week. The axe may be a powerful tool to use against the giants. I will see it in the hands of a hero who can wield it against them. Excuse me. I will summon Auric again and bind him and compel him to lead us to the axe. And grief leaves cracks where the spirits speak. I will use the sorrow in this land to strengthen my voice among the dead.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice. And instincts always listen to the omens.
Yes.
Always accept the spirit's word as truth. I love that. Always step between the living and the dead when they come into conflict, i.e., Dungeon Master, can you pit us against a freaking zombie mob? Um, and traits, a little crazy, batshit, disturbed, down to earth, lyrical, clannish, dreamer, gifted, touch of ages. Nice. Um, okay, Chris. Chris with
On mute. I'm on
blue
mute. Sorry.
card. Huh?
I saw I was on mute. Okay. My family and wealth can help us secure the axe. I will delve into the study and set up the seance with Ira to find out where he is. I will use it to free my lands and make my family and father proud.
Nice.
I kind of tweaked the second one to be, I will convince my kin who will listen of my innocence. So then kind of going back and still going through the whole, like, I'm innocent. And then the third one is a bit the same, but we've gotten there. So my mother and family are in danger. And then more towards the end, I will crush anyone or anything that puts my family in danger. And then the traits and stuff are still the same.
I will crush anyone or anything that puts my family in danger. Okay. That's good. I always face danger with my companions and never run.
Yeah.
I will remove my armor only when behind castle walls. I always defend my family's honor. Traits, mark of privilege, 1,000-yard stare, sworn homage, missing digit, lyrical, down to earth. Great. Steven, you're next.
All right. First belief is I'll bring the light of Pelor to the mountains. I'll ask Pelor to bless our group and our hosts. I do have the ability to bless things, and I think I need to be making use of that.
Oh, say that again. What is what? I will bring the light of Pelor into the mountains. I will ask Pelor to bless our group and our hosts. Nice. Cool.
We have direction for the moment on finding the Axe of Lu. I will ask our host for paper and writing materials so that I may record our deeds for the light of all.
Nice.
Thalira Venchade is a capable woman who will benefit greatly from me being back to help restart the hives. I will keep us on the trail of the axe.
Nice. Oh, that's smart. That's like, because I think are you kind of implying in that like if you're home, you're kind of inviting danger to your household because of the your reputation as an adventurer, or is that um so or the wealth and the honor that comes with gaining the axe will will elevate your home. Is that
The third one is more that he needs to get back by when spring starts
mm,
to help her get the hives going again. I looked
okay,
up a little bit of apiary, and you typically give bees a little bit of a jump start,
okay,
and that's what I'm referring to there.
cool. Okay, cool. And instincts, praise Pelor, be kind. I keep my sword with me as a last resort. And then ideologue, lyrical, down to earth, clannish, mark of privilege, tonsured, and vested.
Mhm.
Nice. Cool. And Kyle for Torvig Thorolfsson.
Yes. Beliefs. What should we be doing? Searching the ruins of Dune Kosdrath. What are we doing? Not that. I will find evidence at Fenvalor that this nobleman indeed sought out Dune Kosdrath in his quest for the axe. Also, real quick, what is your dad's name?
Elric. Alric.
Okay. Because when I wrote the belief, that's who I intended to have in there, and I could not remember. So
That's cool.
nobleman was a placeholder. By Moradin's beard, but something queer is happening to me, and I must know what. No civilized folk will be of use as those hate-worthy Sewell did this. I'll have to beat answers out of something foul that serves those giants. Let these lowland fools call me stubborn, so long as they still have the living breath to do it. I'll stand with these folks against any foe, monstrous or otherwise, with sense and steel, no matter what it costs me. I swore to Uncle Vilik that I will do everything in my power to recover the dwarven axe of dwarvish lords that he is convinced will be found amongst Geoff's ruin. That's my dwarven oath. Instincts always take a closer look, always laugh at a joke, especially puns. Never trust sorcery. And I do when I say never trust sorcery, I don't. It doesn't necessarily have to be burning wheel capital S sorcery.
It's
Just
magic.
Yeah, any magic that's not dwarvish. So I specifically want to include all the nonsense James is doing. And I'm not too sure about faith either, but
Hmm. I
traits.
and I see that also clashing with your eyes, like your second sight that you've just gained, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like those are counterbalances that are gonna make for interesting play. Okay,
Once
traits.
he figures out that yeah, he sees magic, yeah, hopefully. Bearded, determined, humility, adventure, accustomed to the dark, greed, oath sworn, shaped from earth and stone, second sight, stout, and tough.
Yeah, beautiful. I'm so excited to hit that your the something queer is happening to me. Like I'm just it's like the damn it if you had goddamn failed that orienteering track. If you'd only failed
Oh
that.
yeah.
Right?
Well,
Like
I mean, it's inevitable, right? We will run into something at some point. Like it's just a matter of time. So
you're
I'm
just kind
not.
of looking for any like minions of the invaders to
Mhm.
grab and torture to or whatever beat
Yeah, yeah,
nice dwarven torture. uh,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
What did we call it during the War on Terror? Heightened interrogation or
yeah, right,
Enhanced.
enhanced
enhanced.
interrogation? Yeah, I'll rendition him to a dwarven hold somewhere and
Cool.
beer board him.
Beer board. Oh God, that's
Well,
great.
we use human beer.
Don't want to waste the good stuff.
Not the good stuff, eh?
No, no, no.
You wouldn't wish water on your worst enemy.
That's right. That's too far.
Why don't you use honey? That's a lot more
Oh
sticky,
God.
Okay,
messy.
let me see if there's any
Indeed.
music to go along with tonight's. I don't know. What did you like the music or was it meh? It could be.
Uh, I think it's fine. I
Yeah.
don't.
I like the ambiance.
Yeah. Mm. Here we go. Let me try. Oh wait, let me try this one. So as you trudge through the knee-deep snow, cresting up a hill whose trail has long has is totally snow covered. Um, it's like before dawn, and you guys were pushing all night to um, to uh, to make it there as soon as possible, right? And for Lucarn and Kellen, um, your heart starts beating with anticipation, knowing that you're going to be home soon. And as you uh, climb the hill and see, so you guys are walking westward, right? And as you're climbing up the hill, you can see uh, like a ray. You can see up ahead, like in the tree line, like sunlight, just the dawn, the morning sun peeking out and illuminating the tops of the trees. And when you crest over the hill, you see like almost a level plain or a level plateau, and then a small hill, and the bulk of Castle Fenvalor before you. And at that moment, which that walk was a few minutes or whatever, the sun sort of hits it with beautiful light. And for Brother Glynn and Era, this is like a sign, like a good omen. Any any words you wish to say? Any nice little caloric?
This is a bad omen.
The hell it is. This is great. The sun is out. We're bathed in Palor's light as we come across castle, which will have answers, which will
Mhm.
get us to the axe that you so desperately seek.
Don't know that Pelor has anything to do with it, but I do agree it is a good omen.
Tell me, dwarf, that is not a great construction, even from your people.
Oh, So, well, I guess let me he takes a closer look. Is it a good construction from a dwarf's point of view, Sanj?
Mm, yeah, do you have any skill that can really give you an assessment?
Let's see. I mean, appraisal. I don't know that I have anything that's particularly
That's fine.
architecturally.
It's not important, but yes, you can see that actually that perhaps there is some like dwarfish. You can actually see that maybe the columns, the main buttresses that hold the
Mhm.
corners of the keep were at least engineered by dwarves. So and maybe Lucar and Kellen, because you're from there anyways, you know that this was like a place where dwarves would come down from the mines that are further to the west.
Mhm.
Forget the name of it, Stonecutter or whatever. And so there's like a multicultural aspect or multi-stock aspect to the construction of it. The gates are uh, like iron and in a kind of twisting vine style that evokes some elven touches. Um, so yes, home is before you.
Mm.
And at that time, like in the morning, you as you're coming down the hill, um, uh, or walking like across the plateau, a small little gate opens up on the right side of the main gates, and a couple of horses, riders come out, you know, to greet you. They rear up and they're wearing I don't know what Chris, what is the what is that called? The heraldry.
Heraldry.
Yeah, what is the heraldry of your folk?
I'm
So
gonna,
thinking like
yeah.
I'm thinking like he's Elric was like a warrior poet. I kind of like call him like he's like a bard fighter or whatever.
Yeah, so probably it's some kind of bird,
Yeah,
like songbird, probably.
yeah, nice. A songbird and a harp, or like a thing like that, with green and white and gold. So four or five riders come out, and they have their banners out, and they say from a distance, like they blow a horn and they, "Ho there, travelers! What what business have you here in Castle Fenvalor? It is early for the arrival of the supply wagons.
Say, hearken to me, for your lord has returned.
What what say you, sir? Your lord has returned. Our lord is on a quest, a perilous quest, and we await his news. What news do you have him of Lord Elric of Fenvalor?
Do you not recognize me? I am Lucarn, his son, and these are my companions.
And then he kind of like canters forward and he sees you and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, my lord. I did not recognize you. It has been many, many years." And like he gives pause because he just sees how um your your presence is a little the 1,000 yard stare. He's like, "It's been long. How was your battles in the north, fighting the hordes of Yus?"
That will wait. These are my companions. They are all dear to me and dear to our castle. Please let us come in. I must see our mother.
So he says, uh, um, Gavin, uh, Torm, hurry off to the castle and um, alert Lady Maris that her son has returned. Her son has returned.
It's a nice dodge, Chris.
I think while all this like fanfare is going on, like Keelan's just kind of like trying to not be noticed, you know? He's kind
Yeah.
of like kind of sulking
Yeah.
in the back a little bit.
Nice.
He's maybe a little bit feeling a little conflicted about returning home.
I was
Is
right
that
there with you.
is it important enough to like roll for it, or is it just color?
That's
Like,
just flavor, yeah.
yeah, it's flavor, right? Cool. Because there is inconspicuous a skill,
Sure.
but you're
Unless you
not
wanted me to roll, but
you're
yeah.
no, but you're not sneaking around trying to avoid dark.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
no. You're just trying
I
sheepishly.
think Keelan knows he's going to be noticed eventually, and he's just kind of trying to prolong it, you know?
I think it's your loner trait.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
exactly.
yeah. So so you ride in and uh you Chris, you notice like, it's as the gates kind of open wide and inside it is like industrious. There is people around that are working and taking care of business, right? So they're feeding the horses and getting the water out, getting like, pumping the well and drawing water and bringing it into the kitchen quarters. And there is, uh, you know, younger, like teens or tweens that are boys and girls practicing sword and shield, against each other with a trainer watching over them. And uh, surprisingly, like for you, it feels like home. Not much has changed, Even the smell. When you smell, you can actually smell the roast, like the oats, the oats that are brewing in a big pot somewhere in the kitchen area. And then in a kind of bustle, um, out comes Lady Maris. Her hair is red, and it is in a thick braid down her back. She wears like a green velvet, or yeah, like a green, not velvet, but a green wool, simple style dress that's hiked up, and she's wearing long black boots to her knees. she's got a belt and like a wide belt with um, a dagger on her left hip, and gloves tucked into the side. She's overjoyed to see you, and you guys are getting off your horse, and or walking in. I forget, you weren't really on horse, really. You walked in, and she is just like, Lucan, Lucan, it has been so long. And she kind of looks at you, and you know, you're tall, right?
Yeah.
You're like a 6 foot
Six
whatever,
foot.
right?
Yeah, not
Yeah,
like monstrous, just tall
yeah.
enough. Yeah, yeah.
And she's she's not tall like you. Like she's not a big one, imposing person, but she looks up at you and she's holding your shoulders like, let me look at you. It has been so long. What, I've been waiting for you. Thank God you've come, but so early in this winter to come to brave the roads.
Does she know? Does she know he's dead?
She does not know that her father is dead.
Oh, yeah,
Her husband
That
is
hurts,
dead.
yeah.
She doesn't know anything.
How like okay, like this is kind of like out of character. Are we gonna tell her? And if so, our evidence is that this crazy witch summoned his ghost.
Yeah, and just as a note, like she doesn't even look at the peasant, you know. Um, she doesn't. She acknowledges Lucarn. She acknowledges brother Glenn, you know, and kind of assumes the rest are bumming a ride. Oh, and she does acknowledge the dwarf, and she kind of nods and says, "Master Dwarf." Um,
Hello.
but um, I see you have able guides with you. Food will be prepared for them, and they will
Mother,
be comfortable.
we, you know what father was after, do you not?
And she a, like her forehead creases, and she's like, yes, another I'm sure that all the free lands are regaling at his bravery for this. And it's like a look of disapproval a little.
Mother,
um
I am fearful that he may have come lost or be in trouble in the mountains. I have received news of this, and I have raised this group to go and help him. We do not have long to tarry. I must first here to secure your safety and get supplies for us. We need the castle's help. We must go after him.
But wait, you've just come. This is too much. Please, come inside and speak to me more. Speak to me more of this. What are you talking about?
I will, but know that we cannot stay too long, for I believe he's in danger.
Roll me falsehood.
Falsehood.
Like you're lying to her, right? So,
Well, remember, it's like I'm in the same boat, which is like, kind of saying like I know that he's went off and he did all this stuff, but I don't. I mean, I haven't seen his body, right? I mean,
the ghost
I'm in shock, right?
literally came into your room and touched
It's still,
you.
but again, it's all the gods and everything that's there. But okay, I don't have lying as persuasion that we've been trying.
No, this is falsehood. So,
Also, okay, I haven't tried
so
that.
you roll will, okay?
Yeah,
And you can open falsehood if you want to. Um,
I have a
but no,
B4.
no, no. It's gonna be a difficult will test because her will is a 5,
Okay,
and your will is 4. So roll
it's
4 dice against 5.
okay.
It doesn't matter. You fail, right? And you can just
What happened? No, no, okay, yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna roll is what you're
roll
saying.
it. Yeah, roll it. Roll
I
it.
don't have any. Okay,
You have nothing. Yeah.
And then I put a B5, is that what you said?
Yeah,
Or I
the
just,
obstacle is 5, yeah.
so then I can't get it.
Yeah.
Well, theoretically.
But you do need a
Could.
challenging test to advance will, so
Okay.
it behooves you
Part of
to
burning
Oh,
wheel
I
is
got
making
4
tests exam.
successes.
but not enough. Oh, but let's see if you got a 6 in there.
I did,
There's
I
Two
two
of
got,
them are
sixes
sixes.
in there.
Well,
Two of them
but
are.
Oh, you
remember
can
what's
spend fate.
well, hold on. Her will is what?
5.
So
So the
that's an
opposite,
ob 10
10.
test.
Oh, these are halved. Sorry, yeah, these are halved.
It was
Yeah.
beginner's luck.
Yeah, it's
So,
beginner's luck. You're right.
2 6s are great, but the odds of you
Yeah.
making an
And
ob
don't
10
waste a
test
fate
are
point. Yeah.
okay.
So she frowns and says, "You are hiding something. You know that I've never shirked from ill news. Come with me into the kitchen, Christopher Viano."
Not the full name.
Lucan Fenvalor. Come with me into the kitchen and we will speak of this. So,
Ira kind of steps forward a little bit at that and says, uh, I do not believe your husband is in any danger, at least at the moment. He is dead.
Now, real quick, Torvig could
ugly
see
truth.
that Ira was so never what, James, you dig your bed.
Um, she
She's blunt. She
she's
doesn't.
blunt, and she's shot steel, right? The news
Mhm.
kind of hits her. I'm just gonna. I don't want to. I'm just gonna roll, okay? If you don't mind. Oh yeah. She's like, I got no successes. So she's literally like takes a step back and grabs her chest, and she's like, and Lucarn, you can like you steady her a little, and she's like looks into, oh, Chris is not there. Hold on. Chris, motherfucker. This is your moment. This is your scene.
Sorry, go ahead. I had to just get my daughter ready for something. Go ahead.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, so mom is just been told her husband is dead. And you were trying to think, and she is shocked and she steps back a little bit like woozy. And she says, and I just kind of narrated that you steady her, you grab her and help
Yeah.
like hold on to her.
Yeah.
And she's like, fuck, I knew this. And she kind of leads you into the kitchen to into the castle, okay? Um and the rest, I guess you follow, right? And so
Yeah, well, first I say like, Mother, I think you should hear from all of us.
yes. Tell me. So
And then I just say, I go, I do not understand what this woman, I do not understand of the things that she has said, but if you are open to it, I would let her explain what she thought. And as I know that you know of these lands and know more of the folk and their beliefs, I preach that you hear from her.
um so she says like I'm trying to she says a proverb that basically in a kind of rhymey way. I'm trying to do lyrical, but I don't have a. She says that some kind of proverb that says like um all news is worth listening to. wherever it comes from. So whatever. And then out with it, lady. What is it that what is it that you can tell me of my husband?
I know that he died attempting to steal a valuable relic from the dwarves, and he wants us to retrieve that relic.
Steal? My husband? You call him a common thief?
He took what did not belong to him. Is that not the definition of a thief?
God, my
But
God.
if you give us
Lucan, who
something,
is it that you
you
bring into my house,
if
accusing
you
your
give us something
father of...
valuable and personal of his, perhaps I can let you speak with him.
Mother, I saw him. I saw him. I saw he spoke to us.
Oh,
That's why I'm here. He called me forth.
Lucan, you know your father and his days back when he was an adventurer in the lands of Greyhawk. He had many companions, some of whom are uh, some of whom one of whom is the mighty dwarf Thorin Oakenshield from the Ulek Hills. He and all his companions went on this quest thinking that they would be able to free these lands of the giants.
That is
I
why we are here, Mother. First, will you listen to her? Will you listen? Will you let us try to have him speak to you, to us, so that we can find him? We do not where he is.
You call forth his soul from the dead, from the lands of the dead?
Mother,
Oh,
I have been. Oh, go ahead, Go ahead, Jeff.
oh no, okay.
That is black magic.
It is the only magic that will allow you to speak to him now. Pilor cannot help you.
She looks at
Pilor would
Brother
merely
Glenn.
destroy him.
She looks at Brother Glenn and is like, and you approve of this, chaplain?
Steven, it's your moment. Steven.
Stephen's sleeping.
Work has got to be rough for him because
Yeah, he loves this game.
he does. He does.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's the earliest. It's earlier for him than it is for anyone else, but he struggles sometimes.
That's okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We've all been there.
Yeah. It's all right. I purposely was doing that. Anyways,
So Torvig will say, "Oh yeah, they did summon the ghost. It was a bad idea. Where would be the best place for us to do it again?"
like as you guys are talking, one of a a a older man, white hair, long white hair, uh, white beard. You recognize him, Chris, now as like the maester, like the the local wizard. Okay, the castle lore master and castle court wizard. And he steps forward and goes, "My lady, trucking in necromancy is a dangerous endeavor. I do not recommend we do this, and I do not think that we should trust this individual. Let us send out a party to search for well, I mean, the mountains are vast and wide. Who knows where we will say, but there's something of this tale that strikes me as false."
This man is a fool, and if you listen to him, you will never You will never find your husband's body, much less ever speak to him again.
I think
Give me something valuable of his, and I will let you speak with him.
All right, Jamesy,
If
you gotta convince her. You gotta convince her.
I don't expect she's going to be able to, but
Well,
Ira
Torvik
doesn't know
is
that.
you have
Torvik is
help.
looking at this wizard. It's like, I think this guy's smart.
I think this is probably when Keelan makes himself known. And he kind of addresses the Meister, and he's like, to his question about needing a party to be sent after the father. I'm like, you're looking at the party,
Yeah, we are that party, absolutely.
I address the Meister, and I'm like, I know him. I address him like, you're looking at us, and then I kind of like almost as like an afterthought, Keelan like looks over to Lady Maris and like kind of stiffly, like maybe bows a little bit, and he's like, Lady Maris, you know.
Oh, Christopher Piano, you are in big trouble.
Go to your room.
All right,
Let's
roll.
take care. Yeah, no, yeah.
I mean, this is definitely a duel of wits, right?
I don't want to do a duel of wits. I want it to be a single roll.
I mean, if there's nothing that she really wants from us, then yeah, there's no cause for dual wits. If she wants something from us, then an
She wants
opposed roll
something
or a dual
from
wits.
so I mean, because you're asking to bring to you're asking for her to listen to her dead father's ghost.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm asking for a lot. Yeah.
yeah,
For her to let us summon a ghost in her house, to
yeah,
give us something valuable of his.
yeah.
Uh,
Um, and her she wants like really nothing of this. Um, she wants, I don't think what she wants applies to a duel of wits in this context. What she wants is something from Lucar, uh,
yeah,
whi-
that's different.
which is a different conversation,
Yep.
right? So let's roll.
Okay.
Well, what does
And
she
she
want
is
from
a
Lucard?
She wants him to assume. Well, I mean, I'll tell that that's a. She hasn't said it yet, but she say it now. But it's not. She wants. I mean, I'm just saying you out of character. She wants.
Hmm.
She wants him to be the lord of the house and stay here. And now that her father, if her husband's dead and there's no other man here, then he is supposed to be the lord of Castle Fenvalor and do his job instead of running off and chasing artifacts, long forgotten artifacts on a lark. There is like the war to be won.
Okay, so, well, I mean, I would say that that sounds like two very different statements of intent.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they both want something that sounds like a duel of wits to me. Like she wants Lucarin to adopt this thing, and Lucarin is essentially saying, "No, we're going to summon Dad's ghost." Those seem really diametrically opposed.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, sure. Okay, stay
So,
or go. Should I stay or should I go? Okay, kind of. Yeah,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
and
I guess
I mean,
so
Lucarn would have to agree to the stakes then, since
What I
it's
miss,
Lucarn
guys.
that it affects.
Well, we're debating whether this is a duel of wits or a straight roll.
well, then why don't we do this
To
then?
convince.
Again, why don't we say, because
She,
again,
yeah,
but why don't we just play it and we just say like, mother, why don't let us, this is a lot. You have not even processed this information. Let's have supper. Let's speak of these things. And then we
well,
have time, we
I
can
think,
potentially meet as well.
yeah, but I think what happens is like over the course of, let's say you're not summoning the ghost right now, right? You
Yeah.
make your case, let's do it, right? And she says, let's say over the course of like the rest of the day, she is kind of distraught and she urges you, that like this is foolish. Um, we are in need of leadership. I can do what I can. I am the lady of the house, and I come from the Ap Gwynedd clan. I'm a daughter of the Ap Gwynedd clan. We're like masters of this land, but you are the heir. You have to stay here. And if all that you say about your father is true, even more so. But I will not have this sacrilege committed in our household. And how's it even possible that there's this a a priest of Pelor, a holy man, that is allowing this to happen? You know, like that's her whole thing. So we could let's have a that's the Dulowitz. Like me.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like to me, it would be the whole party against her with the whole like because we'd have the Pelor. We'd have again going back to the like I know I can't take her on by myself.
So over dinner, uh, a debate is happening, and like in the household, sitting in the household is Lady Maris, the court wizard, the basically like the military leader there, like the captain of the guard or the captain of the
But I don't want to. I don't want to have it with like I don't want to have it like either she speaks to us alone and we don't have this at dinner because there's going to be like all these people against us. Like I just feel like I just say, Mother, I can. This is a conversation for us, for you and us as the. There was too many and
You
I
haven't
can't.
been that. You haven't been home for a very long time. I trust all these people and they will be here. And this is my house until you take your rulership.
Mommy, my friends.
So,
This remind I'm
yeah.
going to pipe up partway through. This reminds me a lot of the conversation that I had with the father of the temple and the town where we were. That yes, the people, the flock, need tending to, absolutely. But the war that we find ourselves in is not going to be fought being on the defensive. Finding this axe may give us a chance to change course of that war. And I believe that Pelor wants that. Do I feel completely comfortable with the use of talking to the dead? Yes. Do I also recognize that it is a very slippery slope? Yes, I do. However, I have full faith in the group that we have here, quarrelsome though we may be, that we will succeed in our task and preserve the light of Pelor.
Okay. That is also another helping die in the Duel of Wits. So let's do a Duel of Wits because Kyle wants it so bad.
I love it.
Okay. All right.
It is his favorite system.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing too, Chris, is like you don't have to make every single.
No, but I'd rather again.
volley.
I'm like I am looking at the party and I'm like looking at them saying like I have never won an argument against this woman ever, and I'm
Yeah.
like asking one of you to step up. Like I'm like I'm looking at the
Oh,
priest.
oh God, this is an opportunity for Chase to be heroic and
Take a risk with my
you're
stepmother.
fucking hit your third belief there, and you probably have the smoothest tongue
Yeah.
out of all three of all of you.
I think I do,
Probably.
yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, like, even if Lucarin is like the focal point, and we use his will for the body of argument, like it's perfectly acceptable for other players that are on your side to make points, right?
Yeah,
As long as
yeah,
we
yeah.
like strategize about that and
That's what I'm saying. Like I
All
can look
right,
at the
guys,
group and
let's
yeah.
let you guys strategize, do your thinking and scripting. I think what's the consensus? Who's leading this and who's going to roll the body of argument?
I've never, like I said, also I've never done it before, so I kind of also want to watch. Like I did it with James last time, but I felt like we were like dragging it along. Like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
would be nice if some chance we actually had somebody do it properly and then we could watch. You know, like
Well, yeah.
Well, that's the thing, you know.
who am I arguing against? It was supposed
I
to be
mean,
James in the beginning.
mhm.
but I do feel
was-
like again, but I do feel like Steven is the like he's like it is the like having known my mother and she's just, like she is like in the priest of Pelor, like she believes in that. Like
One of you must step up. Let's not name. Let's one of you guys choose.
I think
I am
when you kind
figuring
of,
out my actions, and then I'm gonna roll my body.
I like to think there's like a moment where you're like, I've never won an argument with this woman, and Keelan like kind of like raises an eyebrow to you, and he's like, and you think I have? But I could see Keelan stepping up here. But to your point about like, yeah, obviously I'm not very experienced in a whole duel of wits thing. So if we're trying to get someone,
No, it
No, it's
doesn't
in the
matter.
group. It's like
All the
Yeah.
strategy of it is going to happen. Like we're all going. You guys are gonna.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna work it out together.
yeah,
So-
no, I just like again, like I do feel like as I was writing my beliefs and stuff that I was not like this woman has been cold. She sent me away when I was a kid. Like there's like that part of I just don't think I can win the argument against her. Like that's what my character believes, right?
Okay. Well, make Steven do it then.
I mean, hey, I've been forced into plenty of arguments in my life where I knew full well I was never going to win that argument.
I think Keelan knows he would probably lose it because she hates it. But he's gonna have a role in this, whether or not he's leading it.
Sure.
For sure.
Well, then let Steven's brother Glenn maybe lead it, because
Yeah, I
we
like
might all
that
kind
angle.
of look at each other and think, oh, well, maybe she'll listen to a priest, right?
Yeah.
She's kind of already intimated, like he clearly has some cachet with her that
Yeah,
even
she,
Luke Harn and especially Keelan and Ira don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Listen, brother, you've talked to us of hope and you talked to us. I am here. I am here to serve. Please help her understand why we are doing this.
He nods slowly and says, "Of course. We are doing this because we believe and hope, and we have the light of Pelor with us. And with that, he is going to bless. Your character is Keelan, right?
Me? Or
Yeah.
you talking about Chase?
I'm Keelan.
Luke-
He's Luke Harn.
He's Luke Harn, yeah.
Okay. I will get this right sooner
Yeah.
rather than later.
Yeah.
And to prove it to you, I will bless both of your sons so that they may better persuade you and help you understand.
Cool. What is the blessed do?
So the blessing is an odd 3 faith test, and the priest may grant other devotees powers and acumen. He may bless a person, beast, device, or tool, depending on his religious idiom, to grant +1 to a stat, skill, health, or steel for the duration of an intent or the end of the session.
Nice.
Nice.
And you have to roll?
Yes, I have to roll.
Okay. That's cool.
So I will roll for Keelan first.
So is this +1D to
To who are you
Like-
going to? Yeah, because like who's the main speaker?
Said it was 2 people.
Oh,
Yeah, I would need to make 2 different rolls.
okay.
And all it would do is they would need to select one their social skills that they're going to use in this, and then they would get a plus 1d to that skill. But it's only one skill that they would get a.
Is it one time or is it?
No, it's for the duration of the encounter.
Yeah, so for the duration of the Duel of Wits is intent.
Okay, and the failure consequence for this, the failure consequence, would be a minus 1d. Okay. The perhaps you feel okay. Let's just see. I'll describe it when you if you fail. Oh, so you got one, 3 successes. Yes, boom.
Nice.
Right. Can you color that? Show me how you, or you already said what you had to do. Yeah, it's cool.
So narratively, or what I think everyone else would see is I say that the light of Pelor is with us, and I will prove it to you by having him bless your sons so that they may better convince you that
Oh.
that finding the axe is the correct path.
Nice. Nice.
And I'd like to think that there's a little puff of light, which unfortunately, I did not set the obstacle, but that is a failure for Lucarin.
Now remember, you can spend a fate to reroll one trait or on.
But so you passed on Chase, but you failed on me. That's cool.
Yeah,
Well, you
I'll
could potentially
we'll use
spend a fate.
Yeah.
Oh, because you have a 6. If you spend a fate, you can reroll the 6.
It's
in this case,
open-ended
actually, no.
automatically because it's magic.
Mm-hmm. But you can spend a fate to reroll one failed dice.
That failed.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And the second faith test already included the extra die roll, and it was a 1.
So these are 2 routine faith tests.
Yes.
And Mark, to just take off a fate point from your pool.
Yep.
So, Keelan, it actually kind of works.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
You've been called. The
Kinda
gods
works.
have called you down, brother.
And you literally like feel like a ray of sunshine.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
Keelan's probably
my
kind of
day.
like feeling his tongue loosen up a little bit. He's like, I think I
Okay.
might be able to. He's feeling a little bit more confident than
All
maybe he
right.
was a moment
Okay.
ago.
Throw down the body of argument now. So body of argument is going to be your hit point pool for the Duel of Wits. It's going to be, you take your dueling skill, which would be persuasion, oratory, persuasion, oratory are the main ones that I think you have on your character sheet at least.
I have oratory.
But it's Chase who will make the body of argument test.
Oh, I am? Okay.
Yeah, because I'm assuming you're the lead in this thing, right? You're going to make or break. No?
Sure, yeah. I'll step up. Yeah, that sounds fine.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't not Steven.
I wasn't sure if it was Steven as the cleric who was going to kind of step forward because he
I thought
had
we were
some
gonna have Steven and then every one of
play,
us
yeah.
help. I thought that was because he has all the.
Okay.
He has yeah.
Okay, fine. No problem. But it doesn't make sense. Oh, no, it does. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, okay, cool. All right. Steven, you do the body of argument. Sorry. After that big speech about, yeah, okay.
That's okay. I did not. Let's see. So the terms, what we want is both of the brothers going to search for the axe, and what she wants is uh a man of the house, basically, right?
She wants nothing. She says the whole quest for an axe is foolish. Um, it'll lead all of you to death and danger. My only care is really for my son, but you guys are foolish for doing that. I will not help you. You can do what you want, but Lucarn, your job is to take care of the house and of our castle.
Karn,
And
is that a
y-
statement of intent that you're willing to accept if we lose everything?
Chris, Lucarn, is that a statement of would you agree to that? Like that's pretty bold of her. That's
I
really
mean,
what she wants. She's very practical. She had a lot of arguments with her husband leading up to this thing. He is like he's a dreamer and a quester and an adventurer, and that's what he thought he could do, one last ride, baby. And she just thought it was like this larky
no,
thing,
and
old
again,
man
I'm
food.
like, I'm preparing for like one volley in the thing. I'm just gonna say like what everyone else is saying, which is if I stay here, there one day the giants will kill us all. Like I'm just like my like I am as the lord of this land. I have to do whatever it takes to defend the land. And after the war is over, I will come back. And this is the best path I see forward. And I'm a soldier. I've made my vows. So I'm just gonna say I will,
So
as always, reach my vows, but we are in war. And
no,
that's
yeah, but the point like James is making is that
no, I'm not gonna accept the terms of that. I'm gonna go back to war.
Okay, so
That's yeah.
well, yeah, but here's the thing. When mechanically with duel of wits, both sides have to agree to
Okay, the
the
terms, I got
statements
it.
of purpose. Um, and you have to accept the fact that if one side completely dominates it, this is what will happen. In other words, your character would be forced to stay here.
it's like a metagame agreement
Yes.
between Sanjeev and
Yeah. But what
the
I mean, did they kick us out? I mean, that maybe can be the agreement is that the
But
group is that's the yeah.
but there's always a possibility that we won't come to an agreement at all, that she will completely win this. So, and you have to be willing to accept her statement of purpose if, and if not, we need to renegotiate what those stakes are.
Well, also willing as a player, not as
Yes,
Lucar.
to have, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah, no, I get it. I totally get it. Yeah. No, no, I mean the
I read a little bit from the
yeah, go
Burning
ahead.
Wheel Gold
Yeah, yeah.
about agree to the terms. Both sides must then agree to the terms of this debate before continuing. This is essentially a metagame condition. If I win, you'll do X. But if you win, I'll do Y. Each player states his terms and agrees to abide by them. Keep the demands reasonable and achievable. Break larger issues up into smaller arguments and span them across multiple duels. A war isn't won in a single clash of arms, nor is a court case won with a single battle of words. The point here is to get the argument into the mechanics so it can be resolved fairly. There's nothing worse than 2 hours of pointless player versus player argument. Bring arguments to the table, set the terms, roll the dice, and move on.
cool.
So Sanj, so I think the stakes are way too high in the first duel. So I like that idea. Let me just say that, like we agreed to basically if we lose, we agreed to not bring it
Yeah.
up anymore.
So we'll boil it back down to the first point, agreeing to see the ghost and hear out the ghost and go through that.
And
And
if we lose, we never speak of the ghost again. But I'm just like, it seems like first pretty high to
Yeah.
go all in on I'm gonna take over the family business.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Fair. So her argument is like, um, that
You will not summon a ghost on my land.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's what I was thinking is that we will not, I will not participate in any necromancy. It will not happen within this sacred ground. Our castle is sacred. We don't do that,
Yeah,
The-
I think that's a good. So thanks, Stephen. Appreciate that. It does feels like it went pretty high, pretty quick, and it was the return was like if she wins, it's like nothing. Like there wasn't an equal return of me giving up the rest of my life, right?
Yeah.
So there will be no necromancy in Castle Finvalor, is her term, is her
Right.
statement.
No summoning of
And-
ghosts.
What is ours?
That
Summon now.
yeah, tonight. Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Well, no, that
Let's
she
summon-
meets she meets Ira's terms. That's the
Yeah.
right, James?
Yeah.
Is that like just
Well, James
otherwise
wants
it's
it
gonna fail,
now.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's so I've saved my statement, my body of argument. And I'm gonna roll my so I have an oratory of 6
Oof.
and a will of 5. Okay.
Stephen, roll your body of argument.
She could be a professional preacher.
Or I should have.
Uh,
Stephen, are you going to use oratory or do you have
One.
suasion?
2, 3.
I'm going to use oratory.
I got 8, and I'm gonna wait to see if I'm gonna spend a fate point. Ah, no, it's okay. I got a body of argument of 8.
It's pretty solid.
Do I just roll the oratory skill, or is there more than?
No, just the oratory, and then you add your will to that for your body of argument.
Sanj, do you
Okay.
want me to track the body of arguments so you don't have to?
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. So you got 2 successes over your will, but you did
Which
get
is 5.
6. Yeah, so 7. You got a 6. You got a 6 on that roll. Your 2 successes, there's a 6 there. If you want to spend
Yeah,
a
and
fate-
then it rolled the extra die too.
Oh, it did?
Sorry, no, I need to
No.
roll one more.
Yeah.
If it's open.
Okay, fail. So
So
you
8.
spent 2 fate points already.
So he's at 7. Is that correct, Stephen?
Yeah, 7 versus 8. Yeah.
And you don't re-roll the 6?
He did just now. He spent a
Oh,
fate point to
okay,
re-roll.
got it, yeah.
He just missed it. That's all. Okay.
And then we do anything to help him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not on this roll, but in the actions now. Now,
Got it.
now you guys work on your script.
So Stephen, what okay, so here's a question. We're all gonna help. Some of us may
Mhm.
help the other side. Who can say? What's your best social skill, Stephen?
Oratory and suasion.
Gotcha. Chase?
Mine is persuasion. I have persuasion B3. I have falsehood B3 if I need to lie, but I have etiquette B2.
Yeah. Because remember, you are blessed, so you're gonna get a plus
Yeah.
1D. So
I figured
So,
I would
like,
put
if-
that into persuasion just because I don't really
Yeah.
think that Keelan's gonna be trying to like lie and stuff to get her. He's gonna be more actually trying to persuade her to like let us do this thing.
yeah. And then Lucarin is penalized because his bless failed.
Which
and-
is a sign.
and James, I assume Iris is ugly truth.
Yes. B3.
Okay. Anybody have any ideas on strategy? I mean, I have a couple in mind, but I don't want to dominate the conversation.
Well, when I'm gonna write mine, and then you guys can.
No, I mean, Kyle and Steve, again, we'd love to hear again, kind of because I felt like we stumbled through it a bit last time, James, where we sort of like, it was, you were helping us along. Like, what is a strategy? Like,
I mean, the most straightforward strategy is point, and just try to get points on the board. That's if like we want to get at least some concession. If you want to win, I mean, so we know she's got a really good oratory. The wizard and the military guy are almost certainly going to help her. So I think probably I don't think there's much chance of us winning outright. That seems very
Yeah.
unlikely. So I mean, I say that, but like if you want to go out of the gate with the dismiss, and that's a terrible idea, but theoretically, I mean, what do you think, Steven?
mean-
It's on you, or James.
I'm
You're also key
looking-
in
I've written
this.
my points down. I'm putting my pencil down. And I'm just going to write it down. I got my first volley in there.
Point dismiss is a solid way to get some points on the board if you wanna, if you're afraid that you're gonna lose.
Hmm. And I mean, I think we
Um,
could also divide the points between like I feel like Ira and um Glenn and Keelan are like integrally tied to this. Like Torvig is very interested in the outcome, but like he's not like emotionally attached to
He's
this. But
interested, but he's not necessarily invested.
yeah, and Lucarin has, the blessing didn't go great. We all kind of knew that. So like so I mean, if you guys are fine with that, I think it'd be interesting if the three actions went to you three players, and if you each want to decide which one you're going to do or in what order. Point dismiss is a very solid strategy.
I don't
And
know that I,
probably leave. Oh, go ahead.
I was just I'm just looking at the skills for dismiss. I don't have any of these, so I would probably be better making points.
For sure.
I can certainly bring home. I can do the dismiss because I have oratory, so I'll be
Mhm.
rolling a B5.
Yeah, I was gonna say it definitely makes sense for Glenn to do the dismiss. I mean, Chase, do you want to open with a point?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, I can try that.
okay, and James, if you went if volley two, I mean, I know we said point, but if you want to ugly truth into an insight,
And there's,
which is very
well,
characterful.
if sure, and I have no problem doing that. I will say mechanically, there's not a chance in hell that'll be successful, which will hurt our insight. But our
It's in character though. Like it's
yeah,
very flavorful.
yeah, I'm fine with that. I just want people that are not as experienced with dual wits to understand that I will probably fail that, and then we will probably get smashed on the next
Oh, it is
test.
not an optimum strategy.
No,
I mean, let's be clear.
I'm
But
fine with it. I just want everyone to understand it's not an optimum strategy.
well, you
Optimal
could
strategy.
also obfuscate though. You don't have to incite. You could do ugly truth has multiple options.
It's true.
So it's up to you. So both
Fine,
can screw
guys,
up
you
the next
guys,
action.
okay, you guys got 5 seconds.
What do you want, James?
Insight's fine.
Cool. That's what you always wanted.
So point,
Right.
insight, dismiss.
Yep.
Insight dismiss.
This is gonna go so wrong.
Okay, so my first action was obfuscate. So who's giving the point?
I guess that would be Keelan here, yeah.
So let me just here it says obfuscate is a verbal block. The player attempting to obfuscate must present some non sequitur or bizarre, unrelated point in an attempt to confuse or distract his opponent. Obfuscate is spoken while your opponent is speaking. So you start your point, and then the wizard's gonna pipe in with like his like obfuscate. It'll be fun.
Okay. Um, I think Keelan's probably going to start out with because we're trying to convince her to basically agree to us binding this ghost again.
And you speaking to her directly, right? Like
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
the wife of your father who never liked you.
Mm-hmm.
So she's
Yeah.
sitting there all calmly, and the bastard Strider dude pipes up.
I think so. I think Keelan probably is going to start by saying something to the effect of like, um, you know, you're coming at us for wanting to go after this axe and summon the ghost, right? Um, but the ghost, I think this is his main point, is that the ghost sought us out. It wasn't something that we were trying to discover. The ghost came to us.
Oh, I remember the time when there was a ghost that came around the village of Fenvalor back in the day. It was a wily ghost that used to haunt the whole villages and lead the girls, lead the children running to the stream, and they would go in and bathe in the cold water, and like just a total like,
Yeah, just
you know?
rant.
Right, he's kind of saying that in the middle of your thing, and we'll just see now. We'll roll. So this guy's got an obfuscate of 4, B4, okay. And he forks in village wise. Okay. So I got no successes.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
All right. Okay.
So you kind of brush him
Yeah,
aside.
I think Keelan's like, this is
He's
your
fucking
advisor?
blessed.
Like,
Yeah, he's like,
This
yeah.
guy?
Yeah.
This guy?
Well, he's old gaffer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So for this, am I getting any help or anything?
You could.
What's your point?
Yeah, what's your point? Oh, yeah. Say
I
your,
don't-
your point is
Oh, he said it
that the
before.
ghost came to you.
Yeah, the ghost came to us
Yeah.
and with a grave quest, we would be dishonoring our father's memory and his life if we did not pick up this torch here. This is the will of your husband. Is that not something worth listening to?
Okay, roll them dice.
I will.
Does anybody help him?
By the way,
Or?
James is Era's
I'll
gonna
help with folklore and say, and the spirit your supposed wise man here spoke of is more likely a fae, perhaps a will o' the wisp, not a ghost which we speak of.
Cool. Nice. So you get a
If you want.
+1 for like a +1D
Mhm.
to your persuasion.
Corvick is just chugging beer in the background.
Like in the videos, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's the thing. If I can, I would like to add a die from Doctrine.
Yeah.
That this is the light of a spirit coming to us. We are not seeking out the undead. And if we summon your husband here, you can see that for yourself.
Cool.
Cool.
Helping die. Nice.
Nice.
Awesome.
Good one. Good point. Roll.
Cool. So let's see here.
And don't forget your +1 for the blessed too.
So I
Mhm.
have no defense.
Nice.
I have no defense to this.
There we go. There we go.
No 6s, sadly.
That sucks. So now I'm down to 5, right?
Yep.
7 to 5. Yeah.
Wow, that's really good.
Yeah, that was a great opening move. Well done.
Sick. Awesome. And so is that just a routine test for persuasion?
Do it at the end. We'll.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, but it would be routine. And she, you're talking to her, and her eyes flash when you say your husband, and she says to Lucarn, so it's like, Lucarn, you dare bring these folk into our room and speak of my beloved husband, your father, in this disrespectful manner? How dare you? I had argued with him day and night to let go of this quest and attend to the war at hand. But he and his pride and his sense of adventure overcame, and he went on this foolish thing. And now he has been gone for far too long, and our men suffer. Our home suffers. Do you know that there are giants prowling? There is a giant prowling these hills that has already attacked our walls.
Mm.
We have repelled him.
Oh, now you can be like, you're in danger. That's the thing. We told us you're in danger. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. There's the changing.
But I just want to, so yeah, just more in the mechanics. Like, I don't like, is that her point? Is that like her, or is that's
It's
like,
Or that's
to
like
the
a
audience.
response.
It's
to
to
the
the
audience? Yeah.
audience, you
Yeah,
know.
okay.
So that's my point for the second one.
And is that a point? Is that a,
I did a point, yeah.
okay.
So my point versus
That's
what
awesome
did you?
because James is going to respond. Yeah. And you'll be
Well,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
what James, what is your line?
Well,
I was
so
gonna say-
we have insights, so those are not opposed. So Sanja's point is gonna
Yeah.
go off.
It's a
Okay, so I'm
standard
just gonna
test.
roll my
Yeah.
point. This could be really bad. Because I have a
So that
B6.
means you're not defending, right? Is that what you're saying, Kyle? Like,
There's
We
no.
can't.
I think your move is not a defense.
got it.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
And what happens
actually,
if there's
so
2 points?
you know what I said is not. It wasn't an oratory. It's felt more like a point, right? To me,
Persuasion.
persuasion. Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna roll persuasion. So I have a B5 persuasion.
It's very heartfelt.
Wow.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yo, four successes and two
It's rough.
sixes. So that brings your 7 down to 3.
Mm-hmm. It's hurtful.
Should I
That's your
roll those two
compromise right there.
sixes? Yeah. Um. Yeah. That's. I'm gonna roll fate. I'm
Okay.
gonna add fate. So I spent 1, right? Already, I think. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't
you
think-
you were thinking about it, but I don't think you did.
But she's like a major NPC, so I'm gonna give her
Yeah,
the
she's
same
definitely
major.
got
Yeah.
a couple of fate and at least a persona.
Oh yeah. So
Okay, so one
That
more.
opens again.
more sex,
Mhm.
and then just fail.
Okay.
So
So
you're
2.
down
We're down to 2.
You're down to 2.
Wow.
Shit.
That's how it goes.
Don't worry, I'll come in hot with my 3D versus Ob 5.
Ob 5?
Isn't that her will?
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah. I've got an insight, which is the obstacle is their will.
Well, oh gosh.
Yep.
Oh boy. You better help her.
He's
She
got both
says, your advisors are idiots, and if you truly loved your husband, you would let me summon his shade here for you. But it is clear you don't.
Yo.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Ooh.
I think she definitely loves her husband. Look at her. She's such a nice lady. Thank you for inviting us into your home. I particularly enjoy this beer. I will give you an official blessing from the dwarves before I depart. That's a real thing, even if you've never heard of it. Soothing platitudes. Help.
I understand that you're afraid. We are all stressed. But this is for the best. And that's suasion.
Chase, you want to throw something in there?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what to say here.
I think both of you kids, the boys have to say something about like to respect father's
Yeah.
nature and honor and what he wanted.
Yeah. So I say, Mother, you have
I'm trying to
not
piss
been
her off here.
on. I have to piss her off. Is that what you're saying?
I mean,
Well,
I've
he did insight, so to
Okay. So
be-
yeah, I'm asking about the mechanics. Like I have to kind of take a little bit of the same tone. Is that what you're saying, Sanj?
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
the other guys didn't. They helped with other stuff, but I think
Yeah,
for
so then I
you,
just-
he
yeah,
just
no, I'm
said
gonna-
that you don't love
I
your
mean-
mother. You didn't really love your husband, so you can kind of
Yeah.
leave
No,
that.
I'm just gonna go with the intent, like a bit of that side, and just be like, come forward and say, I have been on the front line killing giants for 3 years, Mother. Father did not go on this for a quest. He went on this to get a weapon to fight these giants. You talk of these lands. I am talking about everyone in the entire kingdom. You sit in this castle with your safety when I have watched thousands of villagers and people die on the front lines. This is the weapon that can help us fight this war.
Nice.
So I lean in with intimidation and then give him a die.
Nice.
This is
Okay.
very tense.
Nice.
Cool. So I think Keelan
right.
is going to kind of like, he's going to act a little nonchalant, but he's going to be like, he's like, oh, well, if you don't want us doing all this, I guess Father's ghost will be damned for all eternity. After all, the previous summoning didn't go so well, and now his spirit just wanders, waiting to turn into some horrible monster. If only we could summon and bind him again so that he could have rest. And I'm kind of like going with falsehood here to kind of
Nice.
over exaggerate
Nice.
what's going on.
So you're just like hitting her, man, with like
Yeah.
it's just like ah. All right. Do it.
It sounds like I've got 3 helping dice.
Yeah, so 6D.
4, yeah, 4.
4?
Four.
4 helping dice?
Yeah.
We're all helping you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought Torvig was helping her.
No.
Yeah,
not at
you're
all.
soothing. Yeah.
I was soothing Platitude so she didn't like stab you.
Mhm. Okay.
Oh,
Cool.
well, that gives me 7 dice against an ob 5 then. Which, damn
But
you
what
all,
does
you
it
need-
what does it do? Like what's a success then if you get it? Insight?
If I meet the obstacle, the victim must make a steel test. If the victim
Oh.
hesitates, they miss their next action.
Oh, nice. Which I
Yes.
literally felt it. So you better succeed. Pump in your persona, dude.
Yeah, I was about to say,
I mean-
James,
Yeah, I guess this is important to her.
Yeah.
summoning, it's
Um,
everything. It's like half your beliefs.
And your traits.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna put 2 persona into it.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Oh, pushing the stack.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3,
Oh,
4, 5. I
Nice.
made it.
You made it
Wow.
with 2 6s too.
And there's no effect for margin of success, so there's no reason for me to open
yeah.
those.
Yeah,
But
don't think there is.
I even with the things you said, I was just like already like Sand was like Sand was failing the skill test. So
I
my
think that's the
rebuttal.
we have
my
not had
rebuttal-
many successful insights, so well
It's a
done.
tough thing to do going up against somebody's
It's
will.
tough.
You need high stats or
Yeah, so
I
she's
guess a
got to
lot of
make a
helping
steel
dice.
test. A lot of helping dice helped, yeah.
So a
Well, you
steel
also
test
rolled
is your will?
No, steel is
No.
my steel. I have a 5 steel
Oh yeah, it's
against
steel right there. Okay.
hesitation of 6. But I mean, okay, like so
And does chase +1 affect the thing? I'd like, or is it
no.
no?
Okay, so I only got 2 successes, but that means I failed. That means I'm hesitating for the next volley, right?
Yep. That means
Just one
well,
volley. It's not all volley. It's
the
not
next action.
Correct.
Just
it's
mixed.
not
next
the
Yeah.
action.
margin. Yeah, the
It's
Yeah,
not
next,
so
like
it's just
in-
this next action.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
it's not like in fight.
my second action was rebuttal and I'm stunned. Like I'm just like
Yep.
And you guys had dismiss?
Yo.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
Bring her home, Steven.
The related I love it. The paladin doing a dismiss. I shall smite.
There is no need to smite here. Smiting it in this case is not the will of Pelor.
Smite her with your tongue.
You've heard your son. You've felt the resonance of his words and the light of Pelor through them. I know that you are scared. We are all terrified. I have loved ones that I want to be with too. But the way that we make this castle, the Shieldlands, safe from the giants is by finding this weapon. And if we do not do that, there will be no castle for Lucarin to rule over. There will be no way to defend it. You would just be marking time until there is nothing left of what has been built. And is there any greater dishonor to your husband than to ignore his pleas for help when they can make a difference?
Roll. So
Any
you get
helping
plus
dice?
two. You get plus 2D to that because it's a dismiss.
Mhm.
Anyone?
Yeah, let's get some help here, right?
Yeah.
Um,
I've good, James.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if possible, I'd like to help with lost treasure wise.
Hmm.
There is no weapon that you can conceive of that is like this one. If we find it, we have a great chance at victory. I know I'm a
I-
dwarf.
Nice.
I'd like to help with astrology. And I'd nod solemnly and say, the stars are right. We can speak with your husband and find this axe and turn this war around.
Nice.
I'm gonna bring in etiquette, and just but no, but big. I'm gonna say I know that this was not the right way to bring this to you in the manner of this court, but I knew that this could not wait, and I preach that you listen to this the priest in this hour, even though it is not the way of our land.
Okay. 3 helping dice.
I think Keelan's gonna step up here too.
Or helping dice.
He'll say something to the effect of like, there have been many things that have occurred in these halls, within these walls. Some things that we wish were better left unsaid or would remain buried. What better what better way to bury stains that no one will ever be able to see by achieving such a grand victory against these giants? And I'm trying to call upon family secret wise. I'm trying to kind of like,
Nice.
wink, wink, nudge, nudge. There's some shady shit, but
Nice.
we don't have to talk about that when we're talking about our victory of getting the axe.
It was also lyrical. With the stains analogy and stuff. I like that. Go for it, dude. Roll a lot of dice.
Yes.
'Cause you got plus 2.
Total +6, really.
2 and then 4 helping dice.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yo. 6 successes. All right.
Nice.
So you blow her down to
-1.
6 there too, no?
Yes, but there's no reason to open it.
so
Well,
she says tears kind of running like down, and she wipes it from her eyes, and she says, perhaps it would be good of me to finally say goodbye to my Elric. But Luca, you must help your people in this castle with its current menace. There is a band that has been lurking about our fortress. Our rangers have not been able to find their tracks. They wield magic as well, and I am fearful for what they want. I'm fearful for what they can do. If you are here, do not rush off in the morn. Stay a little longer and deal with this threat for us. I mean, that's your major compromise.
we got to kill some people.
Yeah, for getting down to a B2, bringing your body of argument to 2.
Cool.
Excellent.
I just say, Father did say there was danger here, and I'm glad that you did that. Of course, Mother, I am loyal to these lands. If you open your heart to Ira and what she can do, then I will defend the castle And Keelan here is a strong ranger, can track them.
And Keelan
And I
kind of
look
like
over at him
softly
somewhat
bows
lazily.
his head. Yeah.
I may be a priest of Pelor, but I too have been fighting the giants for years. They will not survive.
My lady, it has been a long night and I am tired. May I take my rest? Says the wizard, as he kind of bows and
And then I just lean into your eyes, say, do you want to do this tonight? Can we do this? Is there enough time?
let us do it now. There is no time in these days.
She
Quickly.
needs time, mother, to do this properly.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Do what must be done. I will
And
be
then,
ready.
but she did
Perhaps
ask something.
would it not be better to conduct the ritual in the light of the morning sun?
I just look at your eye. I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
clueless.
right. What do you want to do? When do you want to do when do you want to do the summoning? After break?
After we pee, James.
Or pre-break?
Sure.
Okay, so cool. Guys, just so we got it. We know their weapon like the axe, and we're going to the Barrier Peaks, which has some sci-fi thing. Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right, Stephen. Um, okay, so that's the compromise is that that you gotta hunt or seek out that whatever small band or whatever is out there that is threatening the castle at this moment, um, or that's been around probing the walls. They've seen it, but they haven't been able to do anything about it. They've tracked it and then lost its trail. Um, they seem to have some kind of magic that is um, uh, eluding anybody, and they have no idea what's going on. Um, and then yeah, so the rest of the night kind of uh, can pass on to just like uh, mother and son catching up and getting acquainted. Does anybody want to do anything on their own? Like I was thinking, Chase, maybe if you wanted to, um, you know, make contact with people you know in the castle, or like, when I say castle, I mean
The whole like
it's
community,
a
right?
yeah, it's a community, right? There's villages around that would come into the walls if there was danger. Um,
I do.
yeah, yeah, you do.
Yeah, I'm going to
I
be
want to
drawing a
go.
summoning circle.
I want to go snoop around for clues that Alric went to Dunkas Drive.
Yeah, cool. So how are you gonna go about snooping around?
Go find where he keeps his books and, look for maps.
Cool.
So well, I think the first thing he'll do is just walk around the castle and look for anything odd. And by odd, I mean anything that would queue up on second sight.
Mm.
So
Yeah, cool. So second sight to see magical aura.
yeah,
But you don't have aura reading.
I don't. But I can discern right now. Without aura reading, I can essentially just discern if something is magic or not. I don't. I don't gather anything beyond that really. Um,
Can you read me the description of second sight again?
sure. With second sight, the character can peer vaguely into the shifting shadows of the spirit world. It is a powerful, multifaceted ability. Through an act of concentration, it can push through the veil of reality to see the other side. This costs one action and fight, but otherwise can be done at will. The second sight grants the ability to discern if something is magical or not. Test perception, high power magic, like the Burning Wheel or Strength 10 Spirits are
Ob
OB1.
yeah.
Moderately powered magic, a Risen Corpse,
So
Dragon Slaying
Ob5
Sword.
perception.
Mm-hmm.
For Ob5 and Ob5 low powered magic,
Is OB8.
but spells is Ob5. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, OB5 spells. If it's like an OB10 spell, that is OB1. So spells
Yeah.
can be different, very depending on their
Okay.
power level. So
Okay. I think
so what do you
yeah,
think about a
I think
graduated role?
I think yeah, but I think yeah, graduated role works or yeah. So you're kind of like scanning with night vision goggles. And are you trying to be inconspicuous or like, you're there's guards, right? Like
Yeah. No, I don't think so. I mean, he's just walking around. I mean, he's just a dwarf kind of acting like he's I mean,
lost.
he's not he doesn't have to do anything like it's not like he does magic words or anything like that, right? So I don't know that he's not like I don't know.
Well, I would say if it's kind of like you're walking down and there's like you turn a corner and there's a guard standing like, come walking down the thing.
Mm-hmm.
If you're kind of like, oh, like I lost my way, or you're fuddling around pretending you're drunk, like that's inconspicuous or falsehood or like it is a deception of some sorts. And
Well,
I
Would you?
I don't I don't think it would ever occur to Torvig that he doesn't have the total right to walk wherever he wants to in the castle.
okay.
You could
So
claim that you were inspecting to see if it met your dwarven standards of engineering too.
well, he probably is doing that just as an aside, but I don't think he would be try to be inconspicuous or subtle just because like it would never occur to him that he wouldn't be allowed to just
Okay.
walk
That's fair.
around.
Yeah, so he's like so you well, how about this? When you walk out the room, like there's the main doors that you like a double doors that you went into in the feast hall, right?
Okay.
And then there was a side door on the other side of the room where the wizard extricated himself from, which is on the right-hand side of this feast hall. And there is another door on the opposite side of the feast hall on the left-hand side. I imagine you just go out the double doors, and that leads into like the feast hall double doors leads into like kind of like a cocktail area, like a foyer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And beyond that is like the essentially a throne room, but it's like the legal room where the Lord sits and listens to the pleas of the villagers. It's
The
like
court.
it's a court, yeah,
Great Hall, yeah.
the court, and those things aside from the kitchen quarters and stuff like that, the kitchen and servants' quarters all takes up the main floor of this keep. And then you would have to go upstairs to kind of get into the living quarters of people or where you think the study is.
Okay.
And at posted at that stairwell is our two guards. And the stairwell is like a 6 foot wide stone stairwell.
Mm-hmm.
So as you approach the stairs, um, no, dwarf. Your quarters have been assigned to the barracks uh, in the in the building next door.
Oh, Okay. But what's up the steps?
This is where the family lives.
Okay. I want to go
The-
up there and look around.
you can't.
Why?
You can't, dwarf. These are
Why
the
not?
You have no authority here. This is not your land. Go, get on. Get out of here.
What are you why what's the problem?
The problem is that you're a stranger here. We don't know who you are.
You
Go.
know who I am. I told you the lady my name when I got here. This is most inappropriate.
So one of the guards is kind of like smiles, and he puts down, he like kind of walks up to you and he puts his arm around you and he's like, look, come on, man. You'll find a really beautiful inn where they have some of the finest ale in the region just around the corner here. The barracks is always well stocked. These are the quarters of the family, and we like to keep their privacy. Of course, Lucarn is allowed here at any time he wants, but sir, we mean no disrespect, but this area of the castle is barred to you.
Well, that's very strange. You men have very, very odd customs, but all right. I don't suppose a drinking contest. Hmm?
No, I have a job to do.
Okay. All right. Well, what about if you just let me go up there and look around? Because I like the architecture of the castle. And we're basically friends at this point. I'm trying to use coarse persuasion. You know, the lady really likes me, and so she'd probably be mad if you didn't.
Okay, course persuasion, sure.
I mean, I don't have it, but I'm
Or
opening it. So,
falsehood. I really think falsehood.
I mean, I could try to open. No, I don't see. I think Torben kind of thinks that she really likes him.
Okay. Okay.
Like,
Okay.
I don't think he's
Okay, yeah,
lying.
I like
Like, why
Torvid. I
wouldn't you
can't
like a
wait for the trade
dwarf?
vote for Torvid.
Like, I mean, who
Torvig's
doesn't like
definitely, yeah.
dwarves?
Yeah, odd. Okay. Uh, yeah, I gotta look up in the thesaurus for a good word for Torvig, for a character trait. But okay,
I'm,
course persuasion's fair. Like you're chummy chummy. Come on, you can.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, he's
totally.
gonna fail. So, it's.
You don't have it open, right?
Oh no, no, not
Okay,
at all.
good. Go for it. Yeah. So just against Ob 3.
Okay. So additional. Well, we'll just see what this does. Okay. Uh, well, obviously I failed, but interesting. I did put in. So for anybody opening a skill, I put in the base ob is 3, and I didn't put anything else, and the roll 20 was smart enough to automatically double it.
Oh,
So
cool.
so you don't have to do that. But
Okay,
yeah, I failed.
so yeah, he's kind of, he's like, no, you're fun. We all have our drinking games when I'm off. But sorry.
Okay. Torvik leaves, and he goes outside and tries to find a wall to climb up to that floor because now it's a matter of honor.
Awesome.
Like, he's not even sure there's anything up there, but
And it doesn't
he
matter if there is.
no, it's not the point now.
Yeah.
It's moved beyond that.
Okay, so you go out and you look around and there's like you know about about 200 feet up there's about you can see the barracks and the lights are on and people are going in and out. They're laughing and they're drinking, and there's a servant lady that is uh, coming in from a side door. So it's not dead. It's not dead. There's people
Mhm.
in the courtyard.
Well, he'll wait until everybody's asleep, and then he'll climb up,
Okay.
and then
So
you can go to somebody else.
Yeah, so later on, okay, yeah. Anybody else want to do anything while
Well,
Torvig is?
Sanj, what just for the game, what did the lady maybe like between what did the lady give to Ira for the item?
Well, I think we haven't gotten there yet. Like
Yeah.
when we actually do the thing, you guys can, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that so? That's something that we'll get from as a result of the Duel of Wits, not something that we have to go and like
No, yeah,
find.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
okay,
She's agreed to help, so she'll help.
cool.
Yeah. Um,
I think Keelan might try to go find maybe like like the weapon master, someone, some sort of someone my father would have trusted, with maybe like his plans for his journey. Someone who might know
yeah,
more about where exactly he was going, and
right.
what he was in, like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so there's I think here if we look at the life paths of humans in the court. I don't mean to be, I like page flipping in this skill. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I've got the PDF up, and I'm just constantly going through it.
so there is I think there's a huntsman, which sounds really cool. Okay, minstrel, court jester, court artist, servant, nurse, groom, gardener, torturer, forester, man-at-arms, huntsman, knight, young lady, squire, court priest, steward, master of horses, master of hounds, bailiff, huntsman. So the guy he goes out on hunts with.
Yeah, that's pretty fitting.
Yeah. You just get Welsh names. Bethan. Bethan. Oh wait, you got to circle this guy up.
Yeah, yeah. I
Doi,
was wondering.
I forgot the rules. Yeah, you got to circle this guy up. That's fun.
These are optional. They're at the GM's discretion.
No, but I want you to circle it up. It helps flavor the
circles.
situation.
Such
So
a great mechanic.
rules.
so circles. You have and you get to use your +1 bastard trait. All right. So this is like an uncommon occupation. No, it's like it's a broad occupation or profession or same life path, similar life path. Strider, huntsman,
Mm-hmm.
all granted. Okay. So no ob penalty for that. So you're still at ob 1. Station. Same station, kind of, right? Like, what do you all think? Same station or maybe one higher?
Is this like a rank in the court?
Not really. No, he's the court huntsman. It's kind of on the level of Strider, but a little bit more, So I gave +1 for that. Okay.
It's more legitimate.
Yeah, it's more legitimate.
Officially sanctioned huntsman. Yeah.
Yeah, so actually it's an ob 2 for higher rank. So now you're at total of ob 3. And I think that's good enough. It's ob 3.
All right, my B2 circle is about to crush this.
But you can
So I get a die. You said I'm gonna get my bastard die here.
yeah. And any reputations you can use?
My reputation's in Hotchok, so I don't think that applies here.
Right.
Does my mark
You're
of privilege?
noble.
Yeah, does my mark of privilege also apply?
Yes.
So I get 2 die from
Yeah.
that, from one from mark of privilege, one from bastard.
Yeah. So you got 4 dice versus ob 3.
All right, how important is this to my guy?
And I guess if you fail, I got a cool idea.
Okay.
He's
Um,
he's 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 like, well, he's drunk. Like he's he's embarrassingly drunk.
all right. This is, this is one of my beliefs here. So I'm gonna burn my one persona point here to add an extra die to this. And you said the base obstacle was 3 or 4?
It's 3.
3. Here we go. Let's go.
You
Oh,
made it.
Let's
Nice.
go.
Okay,
Nice.
so Bethan, just so you you remember, and you probably learned some of your craft with Bethan as a child. Like maybe this was like one of those occasions, like the one of the occasions like that your father would hang out with you,
Mm-hmm.
especially after you were like old enough, and he would bring you with Bethan on hunting trips, just the two of you, and just the three of you with some hounds. So Bethan is he has a cottage outside of the castle walls, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's feeding his dogs. He's got like a bunch, and then he. I mean, how long has it been since you've been home?
It's been years. I think it's probably been,
Like, because Smuggler and Strider, right? Like,
yeah, that's what I was trying
yeah,
to look at, see how many years these were.
yeah,
Um, okay, let's see what we got.
it's a lot. Okay.
Smuggler's 4 years, Strider is 5, so I guess 10 years, right?
Yeah, 10 years. And you know, from 16 to or 15 to 25. So these are these are major years. Like, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, I've grown up
like
in the time
yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You're like a just a young lad, or like a young coming into manhood or whatever, like a teenage, and now you're fucking hero, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Hero of Hot Chalk. So he doesn't recognize you at all. And you come up, and what do you do?
So is he he's like in his cottage?
He's outside. He's feeding the dogs and kind of whittling at some sculpt that he's working on.
Okay, so I guess I could see that he doesn't like immediately recognize me. But maybe I look down at whatever he's sculpting and whittling away. And I say something like, you know, do you still place all of those in your windowsill when you're done with them? Or mention something about what he does with his little carvings once
Yeah,
he's
yeah, I
done with
know,
them.
cool. And he that's when he like looks up and like looks at you, goes, "Mm, uh, Kellen?
And
My God, you look just like your father. What? It has been so long.
it's been too
I
long.
heard that Lucan was back, but you as well?
Well, fate has seemed fit to bring us together.
The two of you together? What? What is this?
Well, there are some strange happenings. I come not just for pleasure, but for business, my old friend. Um, I'm curious if you know anything of my father's journey to the Barrier Peaks. Well, I don't know if we know that he went to the Barrier Peaks yet, but do you know of anything?
No, the ghost said,
Yeah, the ghost said that. Yeah.
yeah, the
oh,
ghost
Do you
said.
know? Yeah, I guess I'll just frame it as like anything about his expedition to look for the axe. Um,
Mm, they they rattled on about it for days. He and Thorin and um Galdad, and like he names like the
The
old
party, yeah.
the old party. They made up songs. They talked about it with everyone. Oh man, were we so hyped up and excited for this. I wanted to join them.
And why didn't you?
Why didn't I? Because there's giants, because there are enemies all about, and we are at war, son. Don't you know?
Don't remind me. But I'm not so much interested in all the pomp and fanfare that I know my father adores. Um, Tell me, do you know where he was going? Do you have
Oh,
any of his old maps? Do you know where they might be?
I would not know any of that. All I know is that they they were very secretive about
Hmm.
um, where they were going. They didn't want any of the enemy to find out where they were headed. All I know is that they were headed towards the mountains, and the mountains are vast, so it could be anywhere. And everybody knows that this is a fool's errand. The dwarves have been searching for this artifact for centuries. It is a myth among their people. And you know how dwarves are. They would drop anything. Well, not true. Some of them would drop anything for such a quest.
Well, I think I may have met one such dwarf. He travels with us now.
The old man, Villic. You've met him?
Oh no, Torvik!
No, that is not who I speak of. There's another dwarf who goes by the name of Villic. Very colorful lad. Very colorful old badger. Who was um here just a fortnight ago.
And he was looking for this axe?
He was asking about it,
Hmm.
but did not get far.
Interesting.
Kyle.
Hmm. I guess Keelan at this point, I guess he maybe he'll try to shift the conversation a little bit because he knows this guy is a huntsman. You know, he's familiar with the territory around here.
Mhm.
Um, he'll say, uh, Lady Maris spoke of, um, or were they bandits, raiders, something like that, that were attacking and being troublesome?
More than mere bandits, I'm sure. And I think they're all bound up in this quest for this foolish axe. Oh, the calamity that our great Lord has brought upon us. Um, yeah, I have, you know me, I know my trade, and I have not been able to uncover a track or a trace, but many have seen them like a ghost. Many have seen them like a shadow flighting about in the dead of night.
And
One guardsman who was up on the walls said he saw one and fired at it from his perch, but missed.
what are these ghosts doing? Are they attacking people?
No, nothing yet. No murders as of yet. But Lady Maris is convinced that they're here looking for some weakness into our defenses,
Hmm.
to a scouting party of some sort.
Do you think them connected to this? I heard tale of a giant around these parts that has already attacked the walls once. Do you suspect any affiliation?
That was months ago, but it could be, yes. We repelled that one. Fair enough. He was with a band of orcs. Um, but we're not able to slay him.
Hmm. So, well, I don't think I have any other questions for him. Should I ask anything else, guys? Or feel like at this point, Keelan's might kind of tell some campfire stories with him for a little bit, to kind of pass the time, and then I'll probably just move on
Cool. Okay.
and fade to someone else.
Yeah. Can I take a little break if you don't mind,
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, of
guys?
course.
Yeah. That was fun. Good? Yeah?
Yeah,
Everybody
yeah, this is
good?
fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's excellent so far.
Awesome. I
So
just gotta
by the
pee.
way, James, did that insight go as like, that's not normally what you're saying, is that it goes that way?
I was not expecting, I've never seen a successful insight before. Usually I don't have characters with high enough skill to beat an obstacle equal to somebody's will, especially something like a B5. So
Yeah.
yeah, I was not expecting that. I was expecting that to basically crash and burn. So,
Yeah, that would have been, yeah, I was like, I don't see this, could have ended, we could have been
yeah,
leaving, yeah,
yep, I expected it to go the other way with us asking for the compromise while she won.
yeah, because then the compromise, yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Okay, no, that's super cool. Thanks, yeah,
Yep.
appreciate yeah. Oh yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome.
That was fun. Oh, let me get a water. Ah. So fun, eh, Steven?
I'm liking it. I think that we got some good traction, and we finally had a duel of wits that I think really showed off what the system can really do when it's firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
good.
that was a fun duel of wits.
That was really good. Yeah.
And
And
I'm
I
probably,
I even liked before, like the meta discussion that you guys had about what's the best way to go about it, because I think that prevents like chaos, or just a point or whatever.
yeah, and I think that even if we know that intellectually that what we did was suboptimum, we also saw that we won using a suboptimum strategy that was still authentic to the characters involved. And I think that
Yeah.
that psychologically is really important because I know that I've picked up some bad habits that I think I've gotten over, but I'm not sure because I don't remember exactly what they were. But you try something, you get a certain outcome, and it's like, well, okay, that's the way that this action leads to this outcome. And you do other things.
Yeah, like the best advice for Duel of Wits is to play the character.
Yeah.
And and which James was doing with those like ugly truths and insight and kind of being a pain in the ass. And same Chase was doing with being sly and a little and Lucarn was doing with being very straightforward.
Yeah, I was glad I got to work in the family secret wise there. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But also, yeah, Stephen, reading the rules was good because it was like you said, it's like it's
Oh, thank
too
God.
high stakes, right? Like it's like
Yeah.
otherwise it wouldn't you just be have one duel and then like it'd be too
The
much,
whole
right?
campaign changes.
Well,
And
especially if you were like in a campaign where there was like you'd want to have a duel of wits between two characters for a while. If the stakes were super high right away, then it wouldn't play out well, right?
yeah, and we came up with a really good compromise because it's going to be fun uh to have a fight, you know, like
Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of excited for that. I mean, I'm like, all
yeah,
right, we might get our hands a
real
little dirty
D&D.
now.
Let's just like play some real D&D, kill stuff. Okay, but tonight we're going to now summon a ghost, I think.
We
Let's get
gotta bind the ghost.
bind a ghost. That's gonna be cool. Um, Kyle, in the meantime, do you want to try climbing the walls? Okay, cool. Go for it.
I love this.
Okay. So my climb skill is it's terrible. But you know,
I
what's
think you
the
could
obstacle?
link. I mean, are you doing this stealthy or you're like just
Hmm.
throwing the rope up there? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do have stealthy also.
So rolls, do stealthy.
Do you want any help or are you just doing this by yourself?
I
He's
was just doing
by
this by
himself.
myself.
Yeah.
Well, do you want me to roll stealthy or do you want me to just fork stealthy into the climbing? I don't
Mm,
care. I'm asking.
I think it's two different. Like climbing forks would not be stealthy. Climbing
Okay.
forks would be, um, mountain wise and whatever. And stealthy is stealth.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I should probably roll stealthy first,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, I pictured that as you finding a dark shade,
Mhm.
darkened, shadowed area in the like that you can see maybe no lights in the windows
Yeah.
to the wall that you'd be climbing up to.
So I don't really have anything that will fork in, but
It's like
I
Chris,
will
I can't
argue
bring my
for
friends anywhere.
an advantage die because I'm accustomed to the dark and I can essentially, I mean, there's sunlight or I assume there's moonlight or starlight, so I can see whereas outside, whereas these humans cannot. So I'd be better able to evade anyone.
Sure. Okay.
Is that worth an advantage die?
Yes.
Cool. And I really think that's all I got. I'm not going to spend my last persona on this. What's
So
the obstacle?
so the obstacle um up two.
Or do you just okay, cool.
Up two. I just rolled it. Sometimes it's faster for me to just, but yeah. Oh, what happened?
I got it.
You got it.
Nice.
Two successes on Ob 2.
I
I
love
did
how
not
like the
expect
dwarf
that.
adventurer is kind of built like a thief. Like it's so
Mhm.
cool. It's so
He
cool.
very much is, yeah.
Yeah, it's so fucking good. So, all right, now you got your rope.
I do have rope. I do have rope in my gear. I specifically took rope.
Nice. So you get an advantage die to climbing.
Sweet. Okay. I don't know that I have anything really that would fork in. I mean, survival, but I don't. That's. I mean, I'm in a castle,
No.
so I think it's just gonna have to be what it is. What's the obstacle?
Yeah, the obstacle is climbing. Um, sheer rock wall, straight rock wall. A difficult climb would be straight rock wall. Ob 3. Okay?
I mean, I assume this is kind of. I mean, this is a human castle.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I assume there are plenty of handholds, and I don't think.
Well, look, ob one, an ob one is easy climb, rocky hill, tree, or fence.
It's probably
Moderate
not that
climb,
easy.
inclined rock wall, a treacherous tree is ob two. Difficult climb, straight rock wall, ob three. Dangerous climb, sheer rock wall, ob four. Impossible climb. So this is an ob three.
Okay. Yeah, definitely not sheer.
Yeah.
Human construction is not that good. Oh. So there is a 6, but you know what? I've got a bunch of fate. So I will spend 1. Why not? It's just
Well,
a
at least you
fate.
can mention, you can put it against that skill.
Oh well.
So 2
Such is life.
successes.
Not enough.
Not enough. You get about halfway, and then like everything goes wrong. You know, like
Yeah.
you slip on some moss and you go like your balance swings totally forward and you go you're like this
Yeah.
and you make a noise and then you lose your grip on the thing and you go boom, hit the ground, um and um make a huge like ruckus. These guards come running up to you and they're like, "What were you doing?" And they like grab you and they basically assume you're a robber, you know, and have it like a sword at your neck. Like take your arms away, take your weapons away, and you get a soupy, like a +1 ob wound.
Okay. I guess it does. So B4, B5, it doesn't really matter. So
Well, B3, I think, or B4, whatever your
yeah. Well,
insignificance.
my superficials are B4 through 6. So
So yeah, I just want to say it's a superficial, like
yeah.
um yeah. And the guards are like grab you and take your pack and everything, and they're like, you wait wait until the sergeant hears about this, you know. And this man comes up and he's got like long beard, long mustache and hair in a ponytail. And he's like, "You're the dwarf that was here with Lucarn."
Oh, I.
What? What?
I.
Yes, yeah. Whoa,
I do be with Lucarn. He is my friend.
burglar, come with me.
What? I am no burglar. I have not burgled anything.
He kind of drags you in front of Lady Maris and Lucarn talking in the feast room intimately about the past and all that. And Lucarn, you see Torvig being dragged in by some of the castle guards, and they're like, this dwarf was climbing up the walls in the shadows, in the shadow by the levee.
I was not climbing up the walls. That is nonsense. I was climbing up the side of the keep. Why would I climb up the walls? I am inside the castle. You should learn about architecture.
Ah!
And I just say to the guards, he is with us. And we are on this journey. There is no time for this. He's not hurting anyone. Move on.
But
I give the guard a very
Milady,
smug.
Milady, this this no good dwarf was trying to climb our walls and
No good dwarf. Oh, I punch him.
scale into, yeah.
Immediately.
I knew it. I
Immediate
knew it.
violence.
I
Immediate
knew it.
escalation of
I
violence.
knew it. I
mean, isn't
knew
that a
it.
contradiction in terms? No good dwarf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he says, this no good dwarf.
Bah.
And, all right.
And he better be glad he took my axe.
Okay, let's do a bloody versus, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
You have no weapons.
No, but I have brawling.
Yeah, you have brawling, but he's got brawling and help. And Chris, are you stepping in on
Yeah, no. I just like I get up and I look at the other guy like intimidation and be like, let them finish this.
okay,
I just
you get a helping die Torvig from his intimidation. Okay.
Cool.
And
well, no, I'm intimidating the other guard to not join in, right? Like I'm saying,
yeah.
yeah.
Um Kyle,
Hmm.
well, it's just a versus test, not a bloody versus, just a straight versus test. Okay.
Cool.
If if I win, I beat you up, okay, and you have to spend the night in jail.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, what is let me ask you this for versus. I have a power B5. Is he weaker than me? He's pretty
Oh yeah,
strong.
yeah, we can look at all those things. Yeah,
So I'm sure he has a higher speed, but
yeah, you can get an advantage dice for that. Yeah, sure.
cool.
But I have a stride advantage if you want to use all that. Yeah, so I have a extra die for stride. So my pool is, I'll just tell you my pool, okay?
Hmm.
I have
Okay.
a B4 brawl, 2D helping die, okay? And a stride advantage.
Okay. Let's see. Well, I've got my brawling is only B2. But I do have the help and I've got power. I suspect my fort is better than his as well.
I don't think Fort would really come into it.
Endurance in a fight?
Sure. Okay, fine. I'll give it
There
to you.
you go. I don't know that I have any anything else that I would fork in. And I'm not going to spend any persona because this is not really um
Yeah.
a belief. Uh
Okay. I got 1, 2, 3 successes.
oh, I don't
A
Oh, it has a disadvantage because I'm injured. But I got 3 successes over my ob1.
Nice. So,
But I'm gonna spend a fate. I got 2 6s.
Okay.
Beat him up.
Um, definitely gonna spend a fate on that. So 5 successes.
Versus my 3.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Lady Maris, I think, is the ultimate arbiter of this, and she literally laughs. And she just like has like a belly full and just is like
She knows the
this
word.
exactly like exactly what life was like with Elric, right? Like just rough and tumble and she actually eases up, but the guards hate you.
That's okay. Torvik will console himself while he's hammering this dude's face in.
Mhm.
It's just like, oh, go on, say it again. Say something about dwarves.
No,
Here, you
no,
like the
no.
taste of this?
It
Yeah,
kind of
no.
it's a
I
scuffle.
I
It's a
just say
scuffle.
that the battle is done, Torvik. Let him go. Then I just say, and I take the other guard and I say, take him and clean him up.
It's a scuffle. It's a scuffle.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So she relents and doesn't say you're going to to the jail cell
Fair enough.
and laughs and says, "What, dwarf, Torvik, Master Torvik,
Yes.
what were you doing climbing our walls?" And then
Oh, the guards.
the guard that was there by the door, by the stairs, because he heard all the commotion, he comes up and
Yeah.
goes, "Milady, he was asking for access up to the personal quarter, the upper floors."
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I wanted to go up there.
What do you want to go up there for?
Well, I thought there might be books up there that Alrek had been reading about where his expedition was going to go.
But you just had to ask.
Oh, well, I was gonna, but didn't they annoyed me? It was really a spite climb.
Oh.
Oh, that's not Torvik's voice anyway, but oh, it was a spite climb.
Mm. Well. Okay. Let's go on with the summoning if we can. Something.
I say, mother, you must pick something dear of father's, personal to him, that he will call him forth before you go.
Cool. Chris, what do you want?
What do I want?
Yeah, what would be a cool something personal that it's your father. I mean, you tell me.
I'd say something like a compass, something like from his adventures, or a lute, or one of his instruments.
Cool. So he has like a harp, like a little, which is like part of
Yeah,
the
the
coat of
symbol, yeah.
arms. So yeah, so she actually it's up on the feast wall, you know. She goes, he would never bring that on an expedition. It's too dear. But here, there, and she takes it off. It's not there open for it collecting dust. It's in a box with an engraving of a harp on it, and then she takes it down and she opens it up, and there's like it's velvet inside, and now you remember it, and the smell of the wood. It's like rosewood. It smells so
Yeah, I
good.
close it just to make sure this is precious, and I say, let us go, mother, it is time.
Okay, cool. And she she asks to Era and Brother Glenn, is there any special place where this ceremony must be done?
I look at Ira.
Oh, wherever Error has been drawing the circle.
Oh yeah, so where would that be, Jen?
She just wants a large open space, so she'd probably try and take the dining hall, or if they have any kind of like a great hall,
Yeah,
something like
like
that. Because
um
she does not care, doesn't understand or care about the the conceits of nobility.
yeah,
So the fact that this is
yeah, that kind of works here in the feast hall maybe.
sure, yeah,
You know,
absolutely,
you were doing it while they were talking, you're just
yeah.
you know,
She shoved the large table out of
yeah,
the way and
yeah.
moved the table, just scraping and squealing
Yeah,
as they're talking.
yeah, like this feels more like him than the crypts or some,
Hmm.
like dour kind of place. This was more his type of place that he loved, right?
Sure.
And the harp comes out, and Lucerne gives it to you, and go for it.
Okay. I guess first thing I need to do is make the actual circonation test because she's been drawing a circle this whole time.
Yeah.
Um, I actually only have a B2 circonation, but I have um, a lot of potential forks. Um, she has alchemy and poisons and herbalism, which could be used to create essentially a potion to help with the summoning.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she can read the stars with astrology.
Mm. Well,
Um,
and you used the astrology die earlier.
mhm. Yep.
Cool.
So
So what's the test for the circ? I don't have my codex.
it is an ob equal to the
Level of the spirit.
no, to the bonus I want for the
Oh,
summoning test,
oh yeah.
I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would offer help, but I believe when you were doing this, I was falling off a castle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the only one that would have been there is Brother Glynn. With
Mhm.
last time he helped with symbology, I think.
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
I'm happy to do that again.
Okay. So I'll go for a B, an ob 3 circulation test.
Ooh. Op 3?
Yes.
And how many dice you rolling?
5 total.
Ooh, tough.
And I think I used up all my persona. Yes, I did. Okay.
Each.
Oof.
And none of them were successes.
But you don't know that.
None of those were 6s. Yeah.
Okay. So the circle looks perfectly fine.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Well, I ask for the I'll need that harp, of course.
Stephen, can you bless him or
Yes,
sorry.
I would be happy to do that.
Okay, cool.
Just-
Say your
Once,
prayers if you like, but
may the light of power help bring forth this spirit.
That ties into your first belief
Mm-hmm.
of showing Era the light of Pelor. Dang.
or not.
Yeah.
A shadow, a cloud covers the moon.
Hmm.
And
I passed the loop.
okay, awesome. I have touch of ages, so can I get an advantage die for having
oh yeah,
this
totally.
item? Okay.
So I mean, when you grab it, just so much emotions of joy and um, uh, elation and confidence pour into you. You get a real sense of who Alric was in a moment when he felt so potent and so alive.
I think maybe as they're all, I like to think that Keelan is probably having a lot of like flashbacks about maybe sitting in this same hall with his father as he strums that harp and plays and sings songs for us. And maybe there's a moment where, uh, you know, Keelan says to Lucarne, like, do you remember that one song, he used to play? Maybe you're trying to reminisce with his half brother a little bit.
Nice. Nice, nice, nice.
I do. I pray that this works.
As do I.
She kneels down and begins chanting. She cuts her palm and daubs blood around the edge of the circle. And as she passes over each of the points, a candle flares to life. I think for Restless Dead, the obstacle is, I think, 2. I think it's only 2. No, ob 3.
And you have the trace
Nice.
too. Oh,
Okay.
you got 6 successes.
Yes, I did.
Crushed it.
I'm summoning is the one thing she is good at. Because I added in my 2D reputation as a speaker for the dead, and all the help and advantage die for the harp. So
So it
Yep.
suddenly becomes very cold in the room, and the lights on the candles dim, and a mist swirls around the circle, like coming up from the ground around the circle and in through the doors coming from the double doors to leading into the feast hall. The frost sort of like ripples out from the circle and climbs up the walls or the legs of the tables and the chairs, and then they coalesce into this shape. It's it is it is it is Alric, but his hair is long and his skin is sallow, and his there's like a shadowy armor about him which is ragged, and he's like, "Ah, you summoned me again. You not the the quest is not over for my precious. You do not have it. What? You failed me. You failed me. Oh, where is my precious? Where is the axe? Where?" And it comes after it charges towards Lucarn. Alric the ghost that has this wild, crazy look in his eyes, charges at you and attacks you, tries to grab you and bring you into him. Feel it. Okay,
Holy shit.
let's do a fight.
Oh my God. My ghost dad?
Yeah.
Hey mom, remember that great idea I had?
The night he called the old man out.
So I want to remind you, I want to point something out in case you missed it. Last time you failed your summoning and everything went hunky-dory.
Hmm.
This time you passed your summoning and everything, like he's different. Okay?
Hmm.
He is more, the ghost is his true self as he died. What you saw before was a ruse. Okay? So now you have a chance to bind him. Okay? You still have a chance to bind him. You've summoned him, right?
Hmm.
But binding is a whole other thing, isn't it?
So,
Yeah, what are the rules? You failed the circle, so it can't be held,
well,
right?
the circle was just a summoning gate, which increased my chances to summon him.
Okay.
There are two other types of circle. There's a prison circle that keeps him from moving, which I did not scribe, and a fortress circle, which would protect us, and I didn't
So
scribe that
none
out.
of those. So you basically brought him out,
Hmm.
okay,
Unchained.
unchained.
Hmm.
He's an angry ghost,
Hmm.
okay, and he's consumed by um. He's talking about my precious axe. Um, is it fair for me to attack you guys, or is that against the rules? Like, it seems like like the rules of summoning are more like what is the pact that we must make, right?
Yeah, there's generally when you summon a ghost, a spirit, they are interested in bargaining with you. And I can spend margin of success from the summoning to bargain with him. But you know, I did fail the circumnation test, and it's perfectly valid to you know, to have a cost there, especially when we're building on the failed summoning last time. Um,
But I don't want to like fudge the rules too much. So I think he like literally like charges at Lucaern. Um, well, let's play it out, okay? Uh, I'm giving you I say you could like remind him of the of your power as a summoner,
mhm.
right? So so but we'll do it in fight. So the words will happen in fight until it stops.
Sure.
Okay? Cool. So in fight, first of all, you guys roll steel to see how much you're hesitating by. Okay? And I'm not even going to bother with Lady Maris and the guards. It's well, I'll roll her steel, sure. Um,
Is there any increase to the hesitation obstacle because it's a ghost?
no.
Okay, I guess we've seen him before.
No, it's just I think it's oh no, you're right. You're right, Kyle. You're right. It is a plus steel be conditions for steel witnessing seeing a ghost +3.
+3. Sheesh.
Yeah,
Really?
so it's your steel +3. You're right.
Thought it was
So
pretty chunky.
so your hesitation +3, right? And then you roll your
Mhm.
steel to mitigate that. So her hesitation is 6 +3, so 9. Yeah, she is frozen for a long time. 6 rounds, pretty much a
Me too.
oh yeah.
Mine should be a not an ob 9.
Yeah. So yeah.
So sorry, Sanj, you said we need to roll a steel with
Yeah, so you're gonna roll steel again. What's your hesitation? It's
6.
6. So but now basically what we're doing is it's with when you see a ghost, the steel is much harder to the hesitation is much harder to overcome by +3. Okay, so 6 +3 is 9. Okay,
Yeah.
that's your target, and then you roll your steel dice, and you whatever successes minus from the 9, and that difference is the how much you're going to be frozen in time by.
And what was the
But
1,000 yard stare again?
you have 1,000 yard stare, which gives you plus 1,000 yard stare is a trait that gives you um 1,000 yard stare. It gives you like something about fear. This trait has this character has seen so much death, shock, heart, inhumanity, and horror that nothing phases him anymore. This trait reduces hesitation by 3 against pain, violence, and/or intimidation. Okay, so so basically just roll against your hesitation of 6. Okay?
Yeah, and I'm pretty much rolling against mine because I'm getting I have the +3 of the
Fearless.
ghost, but then I have fearless, so it takes it back down to
Yeah.
-3.
So you guys are both. So if you guys roll, and remember, steel is open-ended. So Kellen, 4 successes. So you're hesitating for 2 rounds. Okay? Because your hesitation is 6.
My hesitation is
5 or 6?
5.
5. Okay, only 1. Great. Okay. And Chris?
So if I just put I hit steel and then Artha dice, no?
No.
Now, Chase, one thing you could do,
Mm-hmm.
steel is automatically open-ended.
Oh my god.
So you could spend a fate
Mm-hmm.
to reroll one of your traders.
Okay.
You're probably the only person worthwhile doing it because you just need 1 success to meet
Yeah.
your obstacle.
Yeah, and I've got 5 fate, so
Yeah.
Probably worth it.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, you rolled none? Oh,
I am fucked.
Yeah, which is kind of apropos.
Let's go. Okay,
Oh,
so
and that's even, yeah, so you're not hesitating at all. Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna leap in.
So
Yeah.
then that means I'm hesitating 6 rounds. Is that it?
Yeah, that means like, yeah, it's
Well,
a
that
good
means that I
color.
poop my pants. Yeah.
Yeah, do you run screaming? Do you
Yeah.
fall prone and beg for mercy? Or do you stand and drool?
I think I stand and drool. Yeah, because it's
Right,
just
stand and
yeah.
drool. And Kyle, are you standing and drooling or
oh yeah.
did you roll yet? Yeah, you did. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And I guess Era, you're standing and drooling?
I'm standing and drooling.
Right. Everyone's standing and drooling. And
Except for
Brother Glenn?
Keelan.
Brother Glenn?
I need a roll. Give me a second. I was getting so caught up on what was going on with everybody else that I forgot. Oh yeah, I'm there too.
So your ob is 9.
Okay.
Or 8. 8. 8. Because your hesitation is 5, I think, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
James, is binding a separate skill, or how does it work?
So you're hesitating for 4.
So binding isn't really a thing. It's all either drawing the circles or summoning him. If I summon him without a prison circle, the way a prison circle works is find it here. The fortress circle or the prison circle, if it's successfully drawn, the spirit becomes bound and trapped within the circle, within it until the circle is physically damaged or altered, which I did not do. An entity may not project any of its powers beyond the circle. It may not twist, burn, or harm while in the prison. It's not in a prison, so it can do any of those things. If I had made a prison and summoned it into it, a spirit trapped within the prison may only bargain with its summoner or wait. And that's typically what a summoner will do. So, no, there's basically just a poltergeist here. Yep. In fact, there is a trait on page 337 of the Codex
Oh,
called Poltergeist for
Yeah.
Restless Dead.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Use his stats to move things
yep.
around and right.
Yep.
So it but like I think we instead of like going into fight because it's not a standard situation, I just want to narrate it and just play it out, okay? So, but I like the steal. So everybody like just basically freezes in fear and shock and horror as it lunges at this like wraith-like ghost that is mad about you guys failing to have already secured the axe. And it launches itself at Lucarn and says, "Failure." As it like goes at you, it pretty much like Kellen, what do you do?
I think Kellen's gonna run over and try to push Lucarn out of the way.
Amazing. Okay. So yeah, roll speed. So
All
let's
right.
do an opposed speed test to see who gets to Lucarn first, okay?
All right.
So you take your. I'm going to take my stats as when I was alive. So I got 3 successes.
All right. Guess I don't really have any advantages here. 2.
So you go to shove him, and then actually, like the ghost runs like right through the two of you, right? And you immediately feel like his hands go right through you, but they're like you get a feeling of cold shock right into your body as you're like, oh, what just happened? So Uh, each of you take a 1d, no, +1 ob superficial wound. Okay. And it says, "Where is it? Where's the axe?" It like kind of careens right through you and turns around, uh, uh, preparing for another. And mother is still like, ah,
Next Kyle.
she is like freaking out. She actually, yeah, just frozen in fear. The rest of you guys frozen in fear. Kellen's the only one who has presence.
So I guess, so James, how many rounds are you out for?
Let's see. I ended up with 5 successes, but my where was mine?
Oh, 5 successes.
I ended
Okay.
up with no, I'm sorry. I ended up with 4 successes. Wait, where was mine? Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't find my steel.
Your steel is 6, I think.
Yeah, it is. I'm just trying to figure out where my roll is.
It's up.
It's up the top. It's under, like, there was a
Yeah.
whole bunch of things.
It's under
Torvid.
Kyle,
Yeah.
Steel, and underneath your summoning, I
Okay,
think.
so I think that would make it that you can act now. Okay? Because you're kind of the next. James.
Okay. Um,
And it
um,
starts like it is kind of like stop, it's like going around in circles, and it goes, "Summon me again without what I had asked for, fool."
I kind of turn to anybody from the castle in the room and say, "Fetch salt." And then I turn back to him and say, "We are your only hope of ever retrieving that axe. We need you to lead us to it. If you attack us, we will dismiss you and never see you again."
Is that ugly truth?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, roll.
Righty?
This fucker has no persona left.
Now, here's a question, James. Since you got
Yes.
way over on the summoning,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
shouldn't you like know his name or something? And does that give you any advantage?
I know his.
I think we can use that
I
as
know one of his personal names. Yes. Um, and normally in a summoning, you can spend margin of success to bargain with them, and we're kind of outside of that here. But it seems like I should at least get some advantage for the fact that
Yeah.
I did summon him so easily.
Yeah, this is part of the bargain. This is the bargain.
Okay.
This is your margin.
Cool.
You're kind of like calming him down and telling him work for us, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Then I would like to fork in bargaining.
Sick.
And folklore is I'm sending servants to go fetch the salt to make a repellent for him.
All right. Okay.
Right?
And can I help here?
Yeah.
Just to, I kind of want to like use
Yeah.
persuasion
Yeah.
and be
Say,
like,
yeah.
and just be like, listen to him, Father. Like, if you truly do want us to find this axe, we are the best. We are the best chance. Like, you must take hold of yourself. Like,
Right.
regain your senses, kind of thing.
Okay. Got
Okay.
it.
What is the obstacle here?
Mother's right there. Like, yeah.
The obstacle is 5.
Okay.
His will.
Fair enough.
Nice.
Oh,
Wow.
Very nice.
3
Nice.
6s.
Wow.
Is there a benefit if I exceed the obstacle here?
Probably.
I would assume he's more persuaded at least.
I think he will be more cowed. Because I was gonna ask for some blood, some sacrifice because like I'm hungry, a hungry ghost.
Sure.
Ooh, So on bargain, so this is obviously this is not a straight bargain, but because it's ugly truth core, but the summoner wins. So it's like kind of like haggling. So you may lower the price or increase the duration of the
Yep.
service
Mhm.
by 1 step per margin,
margin.
of success.
Okay.
So there's a huge reason if you have
Open
the
the-
fate.
Yeah,
Open the
Yep.
sixes. Yeah.
That's what I'm doing.
plus it'd be great
Plus,
to,
it works for it.
yeah,
Goes straight to my beliefs. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
well,
Oh.
there's one more.
And again, it keeps going.
Nice.
Two.
Two.
Margin of success of 2 there.
Okay. When do we go? Where do I will take you, but I must have a life. I have been brought forth, and my soul hungers for blood. Give me something to eat, something to consume, a life for something.
One of you speaking to the huntsman earlier.
Yeah, yeah, I was.
He'd be
What's
the
your
one
idea?
best
Send
one
him.
to find us some sort of a life to sacrifice for him.
Well, we're going out and killing stuff tomorrow, I guess. I mean,
I need it now. Give me something. And you see him like scrambling around, like looking for a rat or a mouse. And then one of the guards guys comes out and he's like, I just brought this in from the kitchen, and he's got a chicken, and he gives the chicken and um, like breaks its neck, and the blood spills on the floor, and he's like, and you see the ghost kind of get down on it and like drinking, but it's not nothing's happening. He's just so disgusting. And Lady Maris is fucking done.
She's gonna be traumatized
I
after
am
this.
done. This is not good
This is not
for
what we
my
convinced her was going to happen.
mental health at all.
well,
Oh
maybe
my
he's
God.
gonna turn it around. Maybe he's gonna be nice.
Wow.
Now that he had his snack, yeah.
Maybe, sure.
Okay, guys, let's
Could
leave
happen.
let's leave the session off for now and go through Artha.
Ah.
That was very cool.
That was awesome.
That was awesome,
I
yeah.
think I'm definitely going to have to modify my beliefs or instincts to have her learn to be a little bit more cautious about summoning.
So I kind of want to reveal something now about unless you caught it, but I'll just say it. Those Dungeons and Dragons, like the old D&D magic items. I think even the Axe of Dwarvish Lords, where when somebody grabs it, it turns them into a dwarf, or it changes their alignment or whatever. This
Oh,
No wonder he's
this
such a putz.
this axe has imbued Alric
I
with
see, yeah.
greed.
Nice.
I was
oh.
wondering, it must have had some sort of
Nice.
effect on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely got the sense that he was not the same person
Mm-mm.
that he was before.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I tried to say like my precious axe, like kind of
Mhm.
alluding to
Oh,
Gollum.
he was definitely,
Yeah,
yeah, you could
Mhm.
definitely tell he was greedy there.
I
yeah,
don't know. Seemed kind of okay to me.
yeah. You're used to it. I'm used
Reminded me
to
of
it.
my second cousin.
I've just had more practice not saying it out loud.
That's right. That's right. That's that internal voice.
Yeah,
All right, let's go
internal voice
through.
cousin.
We'll go with James first.
Okay. The
Okay.
axe may be a powerful tool to use against giants. I will see it in the hands of a hero who can wield it against him. I feel like I've been pursuing it. Obviously, haven't completed that yet.
Yeah, you got a fate for that for sure.
Okay. I will summon Alric again and bind him and compel him to lead us to the axe.
That is a persona point, boy.
Yeah, he has agreed to do that.
Yeah.
And then grief leaves cracks where the spirits speak. I will use the sorrow in this land to strengthen my voice among the dead. I have not really gone after increasing my affiliation yet, but I'm going to.
Yeah. Cool.
Um,
Playing, yeah, your instincts.
always listen to the omens. I didn't use that to get me in trouble. Always accept spirit's word as truth. I haven't hit yet, but I'm going to. And I did not step between the living and the dead when they come into conflict, which I should have. But you know,
I
stupid
beat you
Oh,
to
nobility
it.
actually
Yeah.
did exactly that.
oh, dude, that would have been
Yep,
an
I missed that
opportunity
opportunity.
to say, hey, I have this instinct. Can I can
Yep.
I
Yeah.
override my steel?
Yes, you're right. That's a good point. Mechanically, that's one of the beautiful things about instincts.
That's dumb of like even
Well,
me because
it's on me
I
to catch that, but yeah,
I literally wrote it in my notes last night. You'll watch it on my
it's in my
session
notes
3
too.
prep video. Okay. Uh, traits.
Um, the touch of ages I used, but it didn't. I don't remember
Didn't
what
send
the
the story in a unforeseen.
yeah. I don't think it changed the story really. It was just an advantage die on the test. So
Okay, cool.
yep.
Um, all right, that's good. So you got one fate, one persona.
Yep.
I
Cool.
feel like a little crazy really
Yeah.
set the tone for Ira because she said a lot of crazy shit this session.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I
like when
think
we got here, what
That-
didn't she lead with? Oh, your husband's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, your
Immediately
husband's
Yeah.
brought
dead,
it up.
and
yes.
then during the duel in which she said, your advisors are all idiots, and if you ever want to see your husband again, you'll let me do this.
Oh, totally, totally. It pissed her off so much. It was not smooth at
Out
all.
of character, that was what
Yeah.
I was going for, was to piss her
Yeah,
off.
great, great, great. So you get a fate point for that.
All
Sure. Go
right.
ahead.
Amazing. And is there a volley for right skill, right time again? I mean, summoning is kind of, but you already got an award for
I think,
that last time.
yeah,
Yeah. And it wasn't, yeah. It wasn't
that
clutch.
wasn't an unusual or
Wasn't, yeah.
unexpected thing or anything.
Yeah. I think all
Yeah.
the other ones, like for doing all the work, everybody was kind of working
Yep.
and all right, that's cool. So next I have Steven.
All right. First belief is I'll bring the light of Pellar into the mountains. I will ask Pellar to bless our group and our hosts.
You
I
got
think
that?
that one definitely.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One persona for that.
Okay. We have direction for the moment on finding the long axe. I will ask our host for paper and writing material so I may record our deeds for the light of all. I didn't do that. I will do that before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
Benshade is a capable woman who will benefit greatly from me being back to help restart the hives. I will keep us on the trail of the axe. I think I actually well, I was neutral with that because I didn't have any say in the our little side quest to defeat the marauders that are here.
Yeah, but I do think that you in pushing for the axe, in the Duel of Wits, obviously, you get a fate point for driving towards the axe, right? Your
Okay.
ultimate goal is protection for your home and for Thalira, but you were definitely pushing towards the axe, so I'd give you a fate point for that.
Okay.
That's cool with all? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Um,
Praise Pelor. Certainly invoked him a lot.
yeah.
But it didn't get us in trouble. Be kind also didn't get us in trouble. I keep my sword with me as a last resort. Still hasn't gotten me in trouble. And then I don't think any of the the character traits got us into
Yeah.
any sort of trouble.
Yeah, I don't, yeah. Okay, next is Chase.
All right. Number one, I must search Castle Finvalor for information of my father's last expedition in search of the Long Axe of Lu, and secure the necessary tokens so that Ira can summon my father's ghost successfully. I think I got that one.
Yeah, you got that. That's a persona point for that.
Awesome.
Although it was Chris that asked for the token, but we'll let it slide.
I feel like helping, in the whole Duel
Yeah.
of Wits and
Oh,
stuff.
for sure. Yeah.
My half-brother Lucarn and I grew worlds apart, but now fate has brought us together. I'll stand up for his honor and work to forge a bond between us. Maybe then he'll see me not as a stranger, but as his brother and comrade. I like to think that trying to save him from the ghost, is probably worth a fate point.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Like trying to show that I've got his back.
Yeah.
A name doesn't make a leader, deeds do. I'll take the risks no one else will.
I think you did that just now with the
with
same action.
Can I like double up on that? Does that trigger both of them?
Yeah, I think so.
Hell yeah. I won't. Yeah, I'll take that then.
Okay. Instincts.
None of my instincts really got me into trouble. I'd say the same for my traits. They didn't really get me into trouble either.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad though.
Yeah. Okay. And I still like the embodiment, Moldbreaker, Workhorse. Those are kind of not there. I want to give embodiment to Torvig, because he's always in character, and I want to nominate Torvig for a trait, just like it's like a what the fuck, like like
read the room. Yeah.
Some like like oblivious.
Completely. Yeah.
Is that cool? Can we just
self-assured
for a trait? Because you do it so much, and it's such a funny part of this thing. You're going to get a lot of fate point if you can just put that on your character sheet. Oblivious.
Okay. I will not vote against myself.
All right. Beliefs.
For who?
For you, yeah. Yeah. But just I'm sorry, I skipped Chris, but
no, that's fine. So my first belief, what should we be doing? Searching the ruins of Dune Khazdrath. What are we doing? Not that. I will find evidence at Finvalor that this Ulrich indeed sought out Dune Khazdrath in his quest for the axe. I mean, yeah.
Big time.
For sure.
Yeah.
Second one is about finding out about what's wrong with me. That didn't come up. The third one, let these lonely folks call me stubborn so long as they still have the living breath to do it. I'll stand with these folks against any foe, monstrous or otherwise. I mean, I helped out a lot of them, but I don't really think that.
Yeah.
Okay, man. My oath, I swore to Uncle Villic that I would do everything in my power to recover the axe of Dwarvish lords. I mean, that's why I was helping in the. Yeah, that's why I'm here helping in the.
You get a fate for that.
Duel of Wits. Yeah, very interested in the fact that Uncle Villic has been here. So hopefully, Kellen will mention that.
Oh yeah. I forgot that was your uncle. Yeah, I'll definitely mention that. I will probably talk about that next session for sure.
So instincts, always take a closer look. It did not come up, but it almost did. Always laugh at a joke. Never trust sorcery. None of those. Bearded, my traits, or my character traits: bearded, determined, humility, and now oblivious. So determined. I mean, Torvig was determined to get to that floor. Like I did. I mean, I'm going to argue for a fate for that because I did like 3 tests and got injured.
Yes, yeah, definitely. You got that. So you got a lot of fate there. Three fates.
I spent 3 this session and I got 3, so
that's good. Even still got a pile, and you got a new character trait.
Yeah, very happy about that. That's the first trade I've earned in
It's
printing
been
game.
super convincing, right? And
I would agree. Yeah.
it's so out there that you gotta it always fucks me up. So
Well, I kind of
um,
imagine that he really grew up in the hold, like as an artificer, and was very sheltered in some ways. It was like a workaholic, and then went on this life adventure, but still doesn't quite get
social
you.
norms.
Yeah,
Wait, is it oblivious or socially awkward or autistic or you know?
I think Oblivious is right. I think he's
Yeah.
really oblivious in a lot of
What is
areas.
your problem for me roaming around in your underwear drawer?
Yeah, why would
Mhm.
anybody care about that?
Yeah, right.
I don't understand
Okay,
why we're discussing this.
Chris, let's do Lucarn.
Yeah, the first belief, my family and wealth can help us secure the axe. I will delve into the study and set up the seance with the Ira, find out where he is. I will use it to free my lands and make my family and father proud. So that's number one.
So you get persona, or this is where you gotta like engineer your beliefs a little bit
Yeah, a little bit
shorter
of it.
so
Yeah,
that they're, because you could get a persona for just getting to Fen Valor and summoning the helping summon the ghost or agreeing to summon the ghost.
yeah.
Okay.
I'll go with fate because I mean, again, it's like it's not as much it wasn't as much. I think others did a better job of trying to set him up, like, because they did the thing right. So
Yeah. Okay, fate.
second one, yeah, no, I'm gonna convince my kin of my innocence, so I didn't really play that so much. And then the third belief, my mother and family are in danger. Um, my brother is not known to me, and I fear I fear I may be late to save my mother and will do anything to rush by her side. So that's come we got there. And I will crush anyone or anything that puts my family in danger. So that's probably next session, right? But it's kind of the thing that was there. And then I'll always face danger. My instincts always face danger with my companions and never run. Well, I didn't really do that because I pissed my pants.
Well, hey, you could have run.
True.
Yeah.
Well,
You could
yeah,
have run,
true.
and not running got you an injury.
Yeah. Okay. We'll give him
Yeah, I'll take it.
we'll
Yeah,
give
I'll
him a
take it.
fate
Yeah.
point for that.
And then I'll remove my armor when only behind castle walls. But I did not. I didn't actually do that. I should have. And I always defend my family's honor, which I didn't do. Right when the era was going hardcore. Um,
Yeah, so you get 2 fate points so
yeah,
far.
no, I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Another fantastic session. I'm loving this game and this group. It's
This is
so
this is a lot of fun, guys. I'm having a blast.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so glad that like Chase is loving it because you're new to Burning Wheel and new to like we all kind of know each other, and you're just a new guy and you're young, so I'm so happy to.
Y'all have made me feel welcome though. I feel like this is such a good group for me to be learning this game on. So
Yeah.
So are we gonna do workhorse or MVP? Because I would like to nominate Brother Glenn for MVP.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
with the blessings and stuff.
Well, no, well those were great, but
Mhm.
really it was the dismiss
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Right.
that's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we were down to 2 and we
Yeah,
were
that's
at
true.
Yeah.
they were at 5 and we were at 2.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
And
we
Yeah.
probably would have
Good.
lost.
Good
Yeah,
call.
that's a
Yeah.
I would agree with
Okay,
that for
Steven, you
sure.
get a persona point for MVP.
Thank
And
you.
Kyle, did you get embodiment?
I took you said to take one, I
I
believe.
gave you one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. Totally. I mean, you get it every time because of that accent. No, but you're always talking in his voice, and I love that. It's entertaining.
Thank you. It's fun. So I do want to ask, like, and this is just more for my like own like kind of aggrandizement, or like what in your mind, Sanj, like is like deeds worthy?
Mm, um,
that's definitely more art than science, so.
Yeah, I like this selfless aspect of a deeds. Sacrificing sacrificing personal beliefs
Mhm.
uh to do the right thing. Um I think like you can also engineer it that it is following a belief, but then giving up something big,
Mhm.
I gave a deeds point like in one of my campaigns, and it like was really because the party um freed an entire kingdom from like it was like it was a bunch of giant spider goddesses kind of that were weaving dream catcher webs and capturing people's dreams, and they destroyed her, they freed the people, and set up schools to like it was basically therapy, Uh, so I thought that was really that was everybody agreed that was like the deeds move.
Gotcha.
It's that last bit, right?
Okay. I was just kind of wondering. It was something as a GM I always had trouble like what is deeds worthy and what isn't. But
Yeah. I think it's more than the adventure asks for. It like
Mm.
in this case it would be like in this case you would get the axe, deal with all of its issues. It's clearly got issues, right?
Oh, sure.
What it's done with Alric, what it's done with hundreds of dwarven lords and heroes before, right? Or whatever, dozens, right? Let's say you cleanse it of its taint, or you have to give it to somebody worthy of wielding it or whatever, and then it rides into battle and then you destroy it. Yeah, destroying the Ring of Power in Mount Doom is definitely a deeds point.
At least one.
Yeah.
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 Isildur could have gotten a deeds point if he hadn't hung on to the ring.
I mean, he
He'd
got a
actually surrendered
persona,
it.
but
I'm actually starting that one now, Return of the King. Can't wait.
the book,
Yeah.
I haven't read it in gosh, I don't know, 30 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. Me
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
I read it in
Copy's sitting there.
university.
It's a dusty copy on the wall. It's there. We all have it, but I haven't read it in forever. And
Mine is 1969. It's my father-in-law's. It's beautiful.
Oh,
I
that's
tried half a
rad.
dozen times in high school, but I could never get past the point when the hobbits were leaving the Shire because it hit that one scene where they're hiding from the ring wraiths, and Tolkien goes into like a 2-page soliloquy about the texture of the grass, and I just gave up every time till college.
Oh yeah. Yeah. When they're in Lothlorien and
Mm.
yeah. I even started singing the songs this time around. Okay, guys. Thanks everyone for a great
Thank
game.
you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Yeah,
everybody.
thanks for running.
Thank you.
When's our next session?
I would say 2 weeks because next Monday it's my son's birthday, so
23rd.
Yep.
yeah, 23rd
Awesome.
good for me. Yeah.
Yeah, in 2
All right,
weeks.
guys.
All right,
Good.
works for me.
Good.
Look
Bye.
forward to it.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Good night,
Bye.
everybody.
Good night,
Good
guys.
night.
Bye.